Hello, hello, hello. Is there anybody out there? We're coming back with Sunderland. See if we can get some consistent form going. As you can see, the last time we streamed, we had some issues. Hopefully we have rectified them now though. We're only into October of our very first season. We're not too far in, but the board expect us to win the league. So that is what we are going to have to try and do. In terms of the league table though, we are sitting top currently. But there are a couple of sides, Bristol Rovers and Portsmouth namely, who can easily go above us with a win. But when are we up against them? Anytime soon? Doesn't look like it. We beat Portsmouth earlier in the season. Bristol Rovers though, we've got them about 5 or 6 games time, so we'll be able to play them and see how we get on. Well, 10 days till our first game of today against Wycombe Wanderers, who are currently sitting 14th. Hopefully see if our boys can survive international duty, hopefully, and not get too injured. Which, you know, is always likely to happen, but never mind. Alright then, let's continue on. So obviously with Sunderland, high expectations. Not too much room for error in the very first season. The board are looking to sell the club, so there's always the opportunity that maybe today is the day a takeover could at least get in the offing. One has already been floated and then fell through, of course. George Dobson doing well in training. He'll be a fantastic championship central midfielder for us once he fully develops. We are going to continue and try and push Ballymumba as much as humanly possible to try and develop him as well as we can. We'll have to wait and see how that goes though. Dobson did get sent off in the last match, so he's out for 3 games. Thankfully, we've got pretty good strength and depth, particularly in the central midfield role. We've got Max Power and Josh Scowen sitting on the bench ready to start. And to be fair, if it wasn't potentially the other 2 boys, then we'll probably be starting it. Just checking the stream there. Heard the music just interrupted itself. Thankfully, we are still live and kicking, and everything seems okay. Come on, laptop. Keep up, lad. Right. Charlie Wyke. I think he's doing okay on loan at AFC Wimbledon, to be quite honest with you. We did last episode offer out Will Grigg to see if there was any takers, but maybe in the January transfer window. He's currently... Is he our highest earner? I think he's close. I don't think he's quite the highest. But he's on £10,000 a week for a League One club, which isn't exactly fantastic. We'll have to check our finances screen, see how much money we're losing every month. As you can see, we are going downwards. It's not too bad. It's not anything drastic. What's our projection? So, we are projected to lose another £13 million over the course of this season. Which, of course, isn't ideal. We're going to have to wheel and deal in the transfer market to get Sunderland onto a decent financial footing if we are not taken over by that point. Our scouts are finding a lot of very good players, but unfortunately, financially, none of them are really realistic for us at this stage. I am hoping to get close to the January transfer window today, so we can start having a look at those players whose contracts expire at the end of the season, see if any of them are interested, and if any of them are good enough, we've got to look at it as if we are going to get promoted. So any of the players we look to sign have to be championship quality, not League One. If we can do that, we'll be in a very good position come next season, because we do have some good youngsters. As I said, Ballymumba and George Dobson should be good enough for the championship, hopefully, at the end of this season. Our two main players are loan players, but once you're in the Championship, you should have access to even better loan players. So if we do get promoted, you can expect to see the loan army come in and bail us out. Because unless we are taken over, I can't imagine we're going to have too many options in terms of permanent transfers. So as I said, Wycombe Wanderers are our first opponents today. Currently sitting in 17th. Away from home though. I don't even know if it's our away from home form that's dodgy. I think it's more just a case of it doesn't really matter. When the team has an off day, it has an off day. So defeats, 2 at home, 2 away. The Watford games are understandable though. They are Premier League opposition. Don't know what more on the injury table. Nothing new there. I have been pleasantly surprised with the performances of some players, particularly, where is he? Semenyo. Although his average rating doesn't look too good. His output in terms of goals and assists from that right-hand side. He hasn't been playing up front. He's been playing on the right wing, which isn't his most comfortable position. Been relatively pleased with that. We'll just need to see some more out of some of the other lads. Penaranda, who started the season in electric form, is now very much in poor run of form, and we need him to step up. Ballymumba, come on lad. I don't know if he's got Premier League potential or not, but he's wanted by a lot of Premier League clubs. He might end up being the sacrificial lamb to sort out our finances, to be honest with you. If we can get 15-20 million pounds from that, would see our finances sorted for the rest of this season. I'd prefer not to. I'd prefer to stick with him, being an academy graduate. It is one of our objectives set by the board to promote from within. Use the most of our good youth recruitment and good youth facilities. Right, what we're doing here. I want Ballymumba. No, we don't. He's currently a bit lacking in conditioning. We do want Declan John on the bench. George Dobson is suspended as well. McLaughlin's not having the best time at right back, so we're going to start Luke O'Nien today. Tommy Smith isn't doing that well either. We're going to give Flanagan a start. Everything else looks okay. I know our attacking players are lacking form as well in the previous 5 games, but it's an area where we can't really afford to make too many changes. Our backup left winger is currently our starting attacking midfielder in the centre, so we don't have that much strength and depth on the wings, particularly the left-hand side. That's fine for the preferences. And let's see how we get on. We need to keep an eye on what Wycombe are doing in terms of their formation. So it looks like they're playing a balanced 4-1-4-1. Jacobson with a free kick for them. Can we get a clear? We can't. Stewart gets his head in it and goes just wide. Highlight, free kick right on the edge. It's going to be Chris Maguire, isn't it? It is. Come on, Chris. Put this in the back of the net, son. And he does so. You just knew it was coming. Chris Maguire's second goal of the season. Top bins. Not messing about. Well done, my son. We'll see the highlight here. Yes. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Trying the 3D again for the replays, but it does look like it's going to be choppy again, so we'll stick with the 2D for now. I don't get it. It's absolutely fine when we are recording. It is just when we're streaming. Penaranda coming down the left-hand side. Gets into the box and goes for goal. Alsop has the easiest save of his career. Free kick for Wycombe 35 minutes in. Plays it short. Goes for goal and goes just wide. We are going to go to more counter-attacking team mentality right now. Looks like Wycombe are on top. Chris Maguire's 21st minute goal, the only goal of the game. It looks like it's going to lead us to half-time 1-0 up, which is good. I'm relatively pleased with the performance so far. I can't say I'm delighted. That's Josh Scowen picking up an injury. do we have the option? We've got Conor McLaughlin who can play defensive midfield, so thankfully we're not going to miss George Dobson too much, who would usually be the replacement there. Half an hour to go. Second half has started about pretty dull, but that's absolutely fine by me. They've went attacking, so we're going to keep with the counter-attacking style. And we've given away a penalty. Not ideal. Not an ideal way to 66 minutes in. Jacobson steps up for Wickham. Can John McLaughlin be a hero? He absolutely can't. It doesn't really matter because he missed. So we're going to stick with a cautious team mentality. I'd already pre-changed it, anticipating us conceding there. 15 minutes to go. Kyle Lafferty on the left wing. Come on, why not? Let's all have fun. Antoine Semenyo can come off for Lyndon Gooch as well. We'll make them changes, freshen things up. Hopefully we can see out the final 10 minutes of this game. Free kick for us. Max Power standing over it. It's played in the back post, but cleared. Lyndon Gooch keeps the chance alive. Willis. What can he do? Not a lot. Don't give it away. Comes back out to Kyle Lafferty on this left-hand side. Come on, Kyle. Show you the man for that left-hand side position. Lyndon Gooch. Oh, it gets cleared. And is Smith going to bring it away for Wickham? He is down this left-hand. Take him down, Lyndon. Take him down. Conor McLaughlin, don't. You've got a yellow card. Come on, Kyle, win this. You've got the power. Down to Max Power. Denver Hume's overlapping on the left-hand side. Can he do anything? Back to Kyle Lafferty. Out to Max Power. Is he going to shoot? He is. Max Power. He is a very, very good player. Unfortunately, he's not going to get as much game time as he probably deserves. Hold on. Just need to change something here. Right. So fantastic strike from the edge of the area. About, what would you say? About 25 yards out. Good finish. It'll be nice to start the day with a 2-0 win away from home. I know they're not the greatest side in the league, but you've got to take the small victories wherever you can get them. Got loads of space on this left-hand side if we want to try the expansive football. Looks like they are sitting very narrow in the defence. So it could be an opportunity for us to exploit. Denver Hume loses the ball though with only 3 minutes to go. Come on, nick that. Doesn't look like it's going to be. Might be a Wickham attack down this left-hand side. We're defending quite well though. We've kept our shape. Oh, Denver. John McLaughlin with a save. Willis gets it clear. Whew, I'm glad I'm not the Wickham manager. I'll be absolutely raging at this game. But there we are. 4 minutes remaining of the game and time is ticking away. And we do manage to get ourselves a 2-0 victory in the first game today. Well done, boys. Let's try and boost that morale. Our attacking players, again, not really performing to the best of their abilities. But we are going to stick with this system and this tactic to try and get it ingrained into the squad. And see if we can make some inroads with it. We've been changing tactic and formation quite a lot so far this season. So would be nice to stick with something for a little while. We'll rest the boys as there is only 4 days until the next game. Max Power is the man who receives the player of the match. So good afternoon folks who have joined the stream. I'm glad to have you here. 3rd episode of our Sunderland live stream save. I'm thoroughly enjoying live streaming as well. It's a big departure from recording. You'll see a lot of cuts in me recordings because I end up getting sidetracked and searching for players for half an hour. But that's something we'll probably end up doing later on. Tranmere Rovers are the next team. We are facing them at home. They're currently sitting 20th position in the championship. Should hopefully be a relatively comfortable win for ourselves. Hopefully. And if you are new here and you would consider subscribing, I've got the number there. The previous recordings, this just wasn't updating, so I've just completely changed it. And now there is no goal set. It's just a number of how many subscribers we've got. And I am trying to get to 1,000 before the end of 2020. It's a big ask considering the sort of growth we've had previously, but you never know. It might happen. Hello, old lady players. Thank you for joining. We've had a bit of a rough start to life in Sunderland, but we've turned things around. We started really well and then went on a bad run of form, despite having probably comfortably the best team in the league, but we're now sitting top level on points with Bristol Rovers. We do need to get promoted this season and realistically win the league if the board are to be satisfied with that. So obviously with George Dobson suspended, Max Power, Josh Scowen, is still recovering from injury. Ballymumba might find himself playing in the defensive midfield role today. Not the position I'm training him in. It was ugly, old lady players. It was frustrating because we'd started so well and the bad run of form just sort of hit us out of nowhere. We seem to have come out the other end of it though. We've won, I think, 4 of the last 5 league games. Carnas, we are in League 1, yes. We are a League 1 side. The board expect us to win the league, so no pressure. Our board, our owner even, is looking to sell the club, so we might have a takeover at some point. There were rumours of it happening in the summer, but it fell through. 2 consortiums were meant to be fighting for it. It does reflect a lot like real life, really. In real life, Sunderland had a consortium interest that involved, I think it was the investment firm that Michael Dell, the owner of Dell, they were rumoured to be interested, but that seems to have died now. And they're looking at, is it Derby County in the Championship, I think? And there's no other takeover rumours in real life for Sunderland right now, so I think we are stuck with what we've got. Which financially isn't great, as Sunderland is a little bit of a basket case in League 1, unfortunately. I'm not sure how the finances compare with the rest of the league on Football Manager. I'm assuming we are far and above, or we are the highest spending on wages. I think we're already touching around £200,000 per week, which, bearing in mind, I've dealt with less. I think I dealt with less than that at Barnsley in the Championship. So, yeah, not good. Right then, so Tranmere is coming up next. How are our team doing? So Ballymumba is going to have to slot into an unusual role for him in the defensive midfield place. But giving him the game time is what matters to me most. We are going to start Tom Flanagan over Tommy Smith. Luke O'Neill is going to keep his spot at right back as well. Semenyo, I've just been talking him up, but maybe we'll give Big Dunk the start. He is averaging quite well in the games he's started in the past 5 games. Isaac's success has just been dreadful, unfortunately. He should absolutely be dominating this league. But we're going to have to wait and see. Am I a better version of Stuart Donald? I certainly hope so. But more likely a better version of Phil Parkinson. Forgot me old manager's name. Right then. So Tranmere are the team. I think they are pretty close to the relegation zone, so we should, theoretically, have the advantage. We'll have to wait and see though. They're playing a counter-attacking style, which leaves me on edge straight away, so I'm going to go positive rather than attacking. They're playing a very defensive formation as well. We're going to rely heavily on Chris Maguire being able to keep them 2 defensive midfielders busy. He has been doing well though since moving to that attacker midfield centre role. Tranmere comes down the right hand side. Great challenge by Denver Hume. Plays it out to Big Dunk. Come on, Duncan, what can you do with this? You want to slot it through? Or are you going to get challenged? He's going to win it back though. He's got the work rate. He hasn't really got the technical skills though, unfortunately. Max Power to Isaac Success. Loads of space on the left and the right. They are obviously defending incredibly narrow. We need to start exploiting that. Luke O'Neill. Can he play it in? He's not playing it in. He's going to shoot. And Luke O'Neill gets his first goal of the season from right back. And it is a fantastic one as well. Another assist from Max Power, getting involved in the attacking player. I really might need to start considering whether I start playing him, because he does seem pretty effective in the attacking areas, which is where we've been struggling the most. Highlight now down the left hand side for Tranmere Rovers. Potter out of Woodyard. They've got loads of space on the sides as well. We are obviously defending narrow. Wilson shoots, hits the post. Flanagan can clear, and we survive a little bit there. Yeah, Luke 09, he's a good player in real life as well. I really like him. If any of you have seen the second Sunderland Till I Die documentary, I think he was one of the people who come out of it very, very well. A very humble young lad. Penaranda coming down the left hand side gets dispossessed by Dans. We'll demand some more from the boys. Didn't really react too well to that, but 20 minutes in, we do need to start perhaps taking control of this game a little bit more. We're getting a lot of possession. But Tranmere are definitely going to be an effective side going forward, I think. Denver Hume whips it in. Penaranda. Adalberto. Like, if you did miss the first episode, he scored 7 goals in his first 4 games in the League One. I think he's now scored 1 goal in the next 6, as Jordan Willis puts us 2-0 up. His 3rd goal of the season from centre-back. He is very, very effective from set-piece situations. Chris Maguire again, turning provider. Good goal. 2-0 up now. We're relying heavily on the whole squad to get us goals, as you can see. I think it was 2 midfielders last time, now 2 defenders. I would like my wingers to start getting more involved in the attacking player. That might have to be something we look at. Big Dunk's not having the greatest game out on that right hand side. But there we have it, 2-0 in the first half. Very, very pleased with that. After the first goal, I did worry slightly that Tranmere were going to start getting back into the game, causing us problems. Oh, Max Power gets dispossessed in the centre of the park. That is not a good space to be losing the ball. Thankfully, Tranmere are all over the place as Penaranda pinches it and goes in behind. It would have been a tough goal anyway, but it's a good block from the defender. It's a Sunderland free kick. Is this going to be a highlight? No, it's not. It's over. I was hoping Chris Maguire was going to whip in another one and must get another goal out of it. So, Duncan's not having a good game on the right hand side, so we will look to take him off. Lyndon Gooch will be the man who comes on to replace him. Hopefully be slightly more effective. We are going to change his role as well. We're going to make him an attacking winger. Luke 09 is always offering his services coming forward, so getting Lyndon Gooch in a more advanced position will be nice. Denver Hume, though, coming down the left-hand side, overlapping from the left winger. Gets dispossessed. Maguire keeps the ball alive. Max Power to Ballymumba to Lyndon Gooch. There's your pass. There's Luke 09. Back post. He is. Isaac Success. It was saviour. Isaac Success has not been a success so far. 20 minutes to go. Let's see what we're changing. Should we get Success off? We'll bring on Semenyo on that side. Inverted winger. We'll stick with that. We'll stick with it. Might need to start looking at that, whether it needs to be an inside forward role or not. Dans picks up the ball for Tranmere. Out of Potter. A lot of space on the wing. Come on, 09. Get out there. Get out there. Oh. Nervous times. Nervous times. Tranmere claw one back with only 20 minutes to go. We are going to go to a more balanced team mentality now. Not take the game to them as much as we were previously. And we'll have to keep an eye on what they do. They've went to balanced as well. 10 minutes to go. I'm waiting for it. There's the positive change. I'm waiting for the very attacking. 5 minutes to go. They're not doing it. They've completely bottled this. Make our final. There's the very attacking. We're waiting. We'll bring on Kyle Lafferty in behind the striker. We'll go cautious. 1.5 minutes to go. There's a highlight. Luke 09 with an awful free kick. Oh, I don't like highlights this late on when you're 1 goal up. Can we win this? We can. Ballymumba picks it up. plays it to Semenyo on this left-hand side. He's driving in. Plays it to Power, plays it to Denver Hume. Denver Hume gets his first goal of the season and wraps things up. That is, you've always got to look for when they go very attack and counter-attack, and after that point becomes rudimentary. It becomes a requirement. The amount of goals I've scored late on when they've went very attacking is crazy. And there we have it though. Our second win of the day. 2 wins on the bounce. Well done to the lads. 22nd Tranmere Rovers were, so they were in the relegation zone. We've got Shrewsbury Town away from home next to, currently sitting 20th. Actually, they must have won. They're sitting in 18th now. That's our 5th game in a row unbeaten. Max Power does get man of the match, played in that Roman playmaker role. He is a player. A leading player for Sky Bet Championship sides. Is probably a little bit overrated, but he is a Championship player playing for us currently. And even with that, I still don't want to play him. I want to play Dobson and Ballymumba. So I think this is George Dobson's final game suspension, because I think it was a straight red card last time. Might have been 2 yellows. Let's have a look. Oh no, he's available. So do I drop Max Power now, or should I just keep him in the side and drop Ballymumba? I think that's probably going to have to be the way we do it, unfortunately. We'll bring on Ballymumba though in most games as long as we're winning. Or at least until Max Power drops out of form, then Ballymumba will return. He is our cash cow if we don't end up keeping him for the long term. He's probably the only player in this entire Sunderland squad who could attract Premier League interest that we own ourselves. So when you're at a club who's going to be losing probably around £15 million this season, you've got to really look after your young talent in your assets. Develop them as much as possible, and then you've either got an excellent player on your hands or you've got money. And one of the easiest ways to be good at Football Manager is to be good financially. Keep your finances right, make smart transfers, and your tactics can be subpar, and you'll still be absolutely fine because your players are fantastic, the club's in a good financial position, and you can make changes on the fly. Right then. 3rd game of the day, Shrewsbury Town. We are going to change Isaac's Success from an inverted winger to an inside forward on attack. We'd need to find a way to start getting the best out of this man. And we're going to start Lyndon Gooch on this right hand side, which is obviously becoming a bit of a problem position for us in terms of how people are playing. I do want Declan John on the bench, so to be able to take Denver Hume off if required. We've got Ballymumba on the bench, which is good stuff. Bailey Wright, probably our best centre-half, is just returning from injury. His accelerations went down about 3 spots. He's been out for about 4 to 5 months, so not great. Tommy Smith, you're out. Where is Flanagan? Putting Flanagan in. He's been doing very well. As you can see, our defence is now the most informed defence we can put out. Success and Penaranda really need to start stepping up though. Our midfielders and defence are sort of carrying them right now. But we'll wait and see how this game goes. They come at us with a 5-3-2. They're going to be on the counter from the start, so we are going to make an immediate change to our tactic. I don't like being attacking when the team, especially if we're not overwhelmingly better than them, when they're on the counter. Jason Cummins, I remember being a good youngster on years gone by. As we get our first highlight of the game, Maguire plays it in. Isaac Success in his inside forward role gets his 6th goal of the season and puts us 1-0 up 13 minutes in. Hopefully now we've unlocked him. You know, we've found his best role in our system, in our tactic, and hopefully we'll start seeing that a hell of a lot more from him. Chris Maguire again does excellent work, this time on the right hand side, to be able to whip that in, back post, and Success benefits from it. If we can get these 2 Watford boys playing, we're laughing. They still haven't really changed their tactic. They're still on the counter-attack, and so I don't feel the need to make any changes just yet. Something we'll have to keep an eye on, though. Maybe in the second half, their manager might look at it and think, probably not the best idea being 1-0 down on the counter. But they have themselves a highlight. Is that Donald Love, former Sunderland man? Levitt, out of Love. Ball's played in. Olsen on the left-hand side. Oh, I thought he was going to strike it. Vela does. Oh, offside. He's always offside, man. Don't worry about it. Conor McAlney. Oh, let's go balanced. I'm such a scaredy cat. Success. Come on, son. You got your overlap. Plays it to Max Power inside. Lyndon Gooch on the right. 09's bombing down. Is he going to use him? He's not. He's going to whip it in himself. Success is there. Oh, he hits the bar. Almost his second headed goal of the game. Pennerand out to Lyndon Gooch. O'Leary. O'Leary saves. Yeah, O'Leary. Isaac Success has just the best name in football. When things are going well. Right. We believe you can do better. I've got faith. Does anybody say anything else to the team, to the lads when they're talking individually? I've got faith. It seems to be the most effective use of a half-time team talk. We're thinking about subs. Nobody's having a terrible game, which is good. Luke O'Nine's not playing his best, but we haven't got McLaughlin on the bench, unfortunately. Maguire with a corner. He whips it in. It's cleared. Jordan Willis is going to get to it first, though. Don't lose it. Out to George Dobson on the left-hand side. Dodgy pass to Flanagan. Right, this is bad. Oh, no, it's not. It's going to be a red card for Shrewsbury. Hopefully now that we have the man advantage as well, we can see out the rest of this game pretty comfortably. They are still cautious. And of course they're going to be cautious. You wouldn't want to go for the attack with 10 men. So we can bring on Bailey Wright as a fullback. I'd rather bring on Ballymumba, to be quite honest with you. He can play right back pretty well. Chris Maguire would need to sort of keep fit. So we'll bring on Lyndon Gooch into the central role and we'll bring on Semenyo on the right hand side. And Denver Hume can come off for Declan John. Final 10 minutes, all 3 subs used. Hopefully doesn't come back to bite me in the bum. It very well might. Max Power with a... Oh, hits a post. Oh. Ramsey gets there first to knock it out for a corner. Lyndon Gooch is going to be the man to whip it in. 6 minutes left. Clear. Cleared by Shrewsbury. It's been a good performance from the boys so far. And with 2 minutes to go, we are going to get away with the win. I know Shrewsbury aren't exactly the best team in the league, but nicely done. 3 wins out of 3. That's true, old lady players. It seems to me at the higher faith team talk at half time is the main one that gets a reaction. I think that's why it sticks in my head the most. Denver Hume just sacked his agent for me. No problem at all. Southend in 7 days, so the boys will not be getting a rest this week. I think it's the first time we've had 7 days between a game all season. League One is pretty hectic the first half of the season for the amount of fixture congestion you get. You play an awful lot of games. You entered in all the cup competitions really early. And so you've got 3 domestic cup competitions. The League Cup, the FA Cup and the Leeson.com trophy. And then you've got all your league games. And there always seems to be a huge batch of league games the first 3 months of the game. It's a little bit silly the amount of games you've got to play. That's why you need to have a big squad in the lower leagues. Because you will get injuries, you will get tiredness. I can't wait to start looking at players probably around 28th of December. At that point, contracts become available for European players anyway, not domestic players, unfortunately. If you don't know, English domestic clubs can't approach to sign other domestic players. So instead, the European clubs just take them all. Or Old lady, if we are still in League One in 2022, we've failed. Qatar just messes with my head every single time because I always forget about it. And then it comes to October of that month, I think I haven't got a game for 45 days. So something I forgot to show yesterday was my scouting assignments. I know somebody was asking. We'll have to get Tony Cotton out. I thought he was already out, but we're currently scouting Scandinavia, Eastern Europe and Central Europe in the hopes of finding some young high potential players. Yeah, the championship will be absolutely hectic as well in 2022. Oh, I hope we're not there. I hope we're in the Premier League. You never know. Could always happen. I think the major challenge with Sunderland is just sorting them out financially. But a takeover could fix that nice and easy if we can get it done this season. As long as it's a rich man or woman. So Southend, they're currently in the bottom 4. We are at home. We've had a decent rest as well. We're on the back of a good run of form. How much you bet we'll get beat? Yeah, the cup competitions are absolute killer. FA Cup first round's a nightmare. The Leeson.com trophy is a group stage to begin with. It's not fun. I'm certainly hoping for a tycoon, old lady. It would fix all of our problems in an instant, and I would be able to go absolutely nuts in this January. Manager of the month, happy days. Jordan Willis comes second and player of the month, which is nice to see. He struggled for a bit of form early on, but now he is well recovered, and 3 goals from centre half is always fantastic. Any goals from centre half is fantastic. There's our financial update. We've lost £1.5 million this month, or near enough. Our overall balance is still sitting pretty at 11 million. We've got a buyout fee available clause for George Honeyman. 20% of his next transfer fee will be owed to us. The offering is 170k, so they're saying he's only going to be sold for what? 850? Nah, we'll leave that for now. George Dobson with a 10 in training. I absolutely love to see it. He's progressing lovely. Bailey Wright, he's just returned from injury, but he doesn't mind a bit of criticism on his training behalf. It's such a shame about Bailey Wright in real life. We signed him in the January transfer period and he started brilliantly. Absolutely fantastic. Probably our best defender. And then he got injured and was out for 5 months. And that's when our form dipped as well. Right then. What's the starting lineup today? Luke O'Nien can keep his spot at right back. Willis is definitely keeping his spot. And I'm thinking, I'm enjoying the Willis-Flanagan partnership at centre back. It's doing pretty well. Denver Hume can keep his spot as well. Declan John can come on the bench though. We've got George Dobson. Max Power's just playing too well to drop, so Ballymumba's going to have to remain on the bench for today. Semenyo. We're going to play Lyndon Gooch again. Don't think he played too badly last game. Maguire's doing excellently. Isaac's hopefully turned things around. Shall I drop Penaranda? As I said, he'd scored 7 goals in his first 4 games. So in the next 10, he's scored 1. 1 goal in 10 games is not good enough. Come on, Kyle Lafferty. Let's see what you can do. We've got Penaranda on the bench. We will also... Conor McLaughlin is still injured. I would have liked for him to be on the bench as well, but we'll move past it. There was one FM old lady players, I can't remember which one it was, where there was a corner tactic that was so broken and unbelievable that I think if you aimed the ball near post and had your central defender attacker, they would get about 20 goals a season. It was absolutely ridiculous. But of course, everybody jumped on that, including myself. I'm not above abusing an exploit if I spot one. Right then, Southend. At home. They're not in the greatest forms, we are. What's your score predictions? 2-1. Lyndon Gooch goes down the right hand side to Kyle Lafferty. Out to Denver Hume. Success! Hey, you just needed to be an inside forward. You can also play up front, which might be an option. If Penaranda doesn't turn things around, and we have somebody capable of playing on that left hand side who I want to actually play. But Denver Hume and Isaac Successor forming a nice little partnership on that left hand side. Highlight straight from kickoff is never a good sign. At least in my experience, unless we pinch the ball. Flanagan gets it on the left hand side for Southend. There's not really much movement from their midfield. But it looks like they're focusing a lot of play down the wings. Sowerby. Where is this going? Lennon. There's the space. Oh, he gives it away though. Jordan Willis finds Lyndon Gooch. Can we now pounce? We're keeping possession well, and there's Max Power with the ball. Finds Luke O'Nien coming down the right hand side. Oh, he gets taken down, and it's a penalty. Chris Maguire. Come on, Chris. We all know he's a set piece specialist, and he bangs it in. Puts us 2-0 up 3 minutes in. His third goal of the season. Can't believe I was initially starting the season without Chris Maguire in my first 11. An absolute travesty. I do apologise, Chris. 2-0 up, 5 minutes in is a great start. We've went to a more balanced, they're on defensive, so I am going to move to a positive team mentality now. As Lyndon Gooch plays in a free kick. Jordan Willis, his 4th goal of the season. We've just been talking about goal scoring centre-backs. We have our own one. 10 goals of the season for Jordan, I'm hoping. Lyndon Gooch with a nice free kick as well. Keeper should probably do a little bit better with that. Right, we'll praise the boys. They've been doing absolutely fantastically. And with half an hour gone, we have ourselves another highlight. Look at Denver. Look at Denver. All alone. Max Power does well though to find Luke O'Nien on this right hand side. What's he doing? He's going to go for goal. I have told me wing backs to shoot less often, but Luke O'Nien can do what he likes. Maguire with another free kick. Plays it in. Tom Flanagan can keep it alive though. They're just defending for their lives. You see that set piece there was absolutely nobody left if they did manage to win the ball up top, so they were knackered either way. George Dobson plays it back to Jordan Willis. Denver Hume again sitting in acres of space on this left hand side. They're playing a very narrow formation. Gets dispossessed though. And that's the problem we're playing defensively. If you win the ball in the defensive area and you haven't got the options, you're going to be pinned back all game. That's why attack is the best form of defence on Football Manager. I truly believe that. Luke O'Nien on the right hand side whips it in. Isaac. Unlucky son. 3-0 in 18 minutes. I know. Hopefully we can get even more goals in this game. Southend don't look like the greatest side in this league. Dobson out to the left for Denver Hume. He's been involved in a lot of the attacking play. Plays it back to Chris Maguire. Plays it in back post. Lyndon Gooch is there. Head slightly over the bar. Right, we'll have a quick check of the league table. I want to see how things are looking at the top. We've pulled away from the chasing pack a little bit. We're 4 points clear of Doncaster Rovers if things are to stay as they are. Denver Hume switches the play to Luke O'Nien on this right hand side. Whips it in Isaac. Oh, Isaac. I need him to get a goal today. Well, another goal. He's fast becoming our top goal scorer with Penaranda not playing particularly well. Denver Hume again down this left hand side. Oh, I thought he got took down. Lyndon Gooch hits the woodwork. Come on, Lyndon. Kyle Lafferty's not having the greatest game up top. I might bring on Penaranda for the second half. See if he can get himself back into some form. Maguire with a free kick. Ooh, goes just wide. He's already scored a fantastic free kick today. I wouldn't mind another one. And that is the end of the first half. 3-0. Well done, boys. Go on our tactics. And I think Kyle Lafferty is going to make way. Should I give Semenyo a go up top? I think I will. I'm going to put Antoine Semenyo on. It's not a game where we're struggling here. And I am going to take off Max Power for Ballymumba. Get him the game time. Yeah, cautious is my limit. Absolute limit. And it's only ever usually when another team goes either very attacking or I'm playing one of the best sides in the country and I'm not a very good side. But yeah, it's generally on positive, really, for me. How are they going to turn things around in this second half, Southend United? Cian Flanagan with a good finish there for his second goal of the season. Our first shot on target as well. We've been dominating the game so far. Hopefully this is not a sign of things to come. Our boys are getting complacent. They're not really listening to us either. 20 minutes to go. We've only got one sub left, so we will save it just in case we need to. And ever since we've gone balanced, Southend haven't really... They're still playing defensive football, so... We are happy to sit the rest of this game out and win 3-1, to be quite frank with you. They're down to 10 men now as well. We'll look to make our final substitute of the game. Lyndon Gooch can come off. No, he can't. We can't take off... Oh, we can. We'll put Semenyo on the right-hand side. We're going to bring on Will Grigg for the striker role. Try and keep him fit. So at least there's a potential that club might come in for him. As Antoine Semenyo gets himself a goal. He hasn't moved to the right-hand side yet, so that was him playing up front. Good cross in by our boy Ballymumba. And Semenyo with a decent finish. Not very well marked by number 48 for Southend. Oh, Ballymumba's picked up a knock. Twisted knee. Please don't be out for very long, Bally. Give me saving grace. Well done, boys. That was a very good result and a good performance, though. I know Southend aren't the greatest side, but you can only beat what's put out in front of you, and the lads have done well. Portsmouth are next, though, in the FA Cup first round. Did we beat Portsmouth earlier on the season? We did 3-1 at home. But we are away this time. Ballymumba's out for 5 to 8 days. Not the end of the world. As long as it doesn't disrupt his development for too long, I'm relatively pleased with a short stint out. Charlie White getting an assist for AFC Wimbledon. He's got 2 goals in 15 League One games. If AFC Wimbledon do stop up, they've got an option of signing him for 425k, and it looks like they're in good position to do that so far. 9 points clear of the relegation zone. But as you can see, we are now 4 points clear of Lincoln City with a game in hand, and 5 points clear of Doncaster Rovers, having played the same number of games. How's Denver Hume progressing? Is he growing up? He's doing okay. He does have that potential to grow. He's not going to be a wonderful player, I don't think, Denver Hume. But we'll look to progress him as much as we can whilst we're in League One. And see if he can make the step up to the Championship if we are to get promoted. I would like to keep the likes of Denver Hume, Ballymumba and Lyndon Gooch in the first team squad, as they are academy graduates. And one of my board's club visions is to promote from within and develop the youth. Unfortunately, we haven't got that many... Oh, hello so far. Have I got this as episode 2? You're absolutely right. It should be episode 3. Let me just edit that. Oh, my thumbnail's knackered as well. See, you can tell I'm new to this live streaming gig. We'll see if them changes. Can you tell me if the thumbnail and title has changed for you lot? I'm still very much getting used to Streamlabs, which is the software we use for live streaming. It's a bit clunky. I think the link with YouTube, it's probably better suited to Twitch, but I'm very much sticking with YouTube. I did see a good goalkeeper here, Dominic Grief. I know he develops quite well, available for £1 million. If we had that sort of money, I would definitely make that change. I'm doing absolutely brilliant so far. How are you doing? Everyone's doing fine. My partner is doing a lot better today. She hasn't been feeling well for the past week or so, but she definitely seems in a much better mood. Sorry. She was very achy yesterday and didn't really want to get out of bed and stuff, but today she's doing great. We made our traditional breakfast. She really likes soda bread and a fried egg. Now, soda bread was something I never tried before I met her. It must be a Northern Irish thing, or at least an Irish thing. Just personally prefer some crumpets myself, like, but you know, that's just because I'm English. How paranoid are you and your football manager saves about losing your save? I've got me rolling auto saves to set every 2 weeks and to have 5 different save files. I've just had too many bad experiences with crash dumps. Kyle Lafferty wants to leave the club and I'm happy to let him go. He's handed in a transfer request and we'll have an offer in already. 200k. They want me to pay 5.5k of his wages though. He's only on 10k. There's absolutely no chance that is happening. I will request that postponement. One of the awkward things about our squad as well is a lot of them are internationals, so every time an internationals fixtures come up, a lot of our games get postponed, which just further clumps our games together further on in the season, which isn't ideal. Yeah, old lady. I think you're best off being paranoid when you're playing this game. Been one of many save that's died because of a crash dump. Not so much in the past couple of years, but definitely in older versions of FM. That's good to hear so far. I know nobody will be doing much today, but I always enjoy Sunday. Usually go down and see the family and have Sunday dinner. Can't wait for that to return. I've got 2 young nephews who like to make my life a living hell whilst I'm there, but I enjoy it. The oldest one's he's 5 years old and he's absolutely obsessed with Minecraft. So unfortunately I've got to start getting good at Minecraft. But the worst thing is he plays on a touchscreen as well, rather than a computer. You've had a bunch this year, old lady. I think I did in the beta. But thankfully the saves saved me. Oh, actually I did have one critical one. Me and my friend always do a network save every year. We both manage in Serie A. He's Torino, I'm Sampdoria. And I think I didn't have auto saves turned on for whatever reason, and I think we lost about 10 games progress, which on a network save takes a long time to recover from. Has it been a hard adjustment for you so far? I know this whole worldwide situation's been a very difficult adjustment for everybody worldwide. Alright, Grant Ledbetter's going to get his spot on the bench. He hasn't really played very much football this season. Going to have to try and rectify that somehow. Tom Flanagan can keep his spot at centre back. No need to change that. I might give Semenyo the start on the right hand side today. He did score last game, even though it was up front. We do have Lyndon Gooch on the bench. Nah. We're starting Lyndon. We'll bring on Semenyo if we need to. We're going to give Penaranda the start again. See if he can pick his act up after being dropped. Right then, Portsmouth come at us with a 4-3-3. They've got a very, very good League One side as well, Portsmouth, so we will have to be at our very best. I have faith in you boys. Go out there, make a difference. So they're playing in a positive team mentality. We are currently on the attack. I think I'm going to match them with a positive. Luke O'Nien brings the ball inside, switches the play to Denver Hume, who's cut in, gets past his man. Denver, go on son. Who was that? It was Isaac's success. I tell you what, Isaac has found a new lease of life in his inside forward role. Come on, Isaac. Luke O'Nien does well on the right. Denver Hume does good on the left. Our wing backs are heavily involved in a lot of our attacking play. McIlvray should have done a lot better with that, the goalkeeper. Luke O'Nien's the man accredited with the assist. Didn't Denver Hume touch it a lot after Luke O'Nien? Never mind. Pick up with the highlight here though, 12 minutes in. Portsmouth are no doubt going to be on the attack now. Bolton coming down the right hand side. Good work by Success to get back, but it's played into Curtis. And Roland Curtis's fourth goal of the season levels things up at 1-1. Unfortunately, our lead didn't last very long. Here's the highlight straight from kickoff though. Oh, don't lose the ball there. Success brings the ball down the left hand side, cuts in. Go on. Oh. We've got to test this goalkeeper. I might tell our boys to shoot on sight. I don't think he's very good. I haven't seen him, I haven't seen his attributes. He might be the best goalkeeper in the world, but based on what I've seen so far, I think he's going to be a bit dodgy. Denver Hume with the long ball over the top. Penaranda's in behind. And he gets his goal. Finally, Penaranda. His first goal in what feels like it's been an absolute age. His 10th goal of the season, and Denver Hume once again involved in our attacking play. I mean, it was a long ball over the top, it wasn't like he was in the final third, but it's always pleasing to see a young lad performing well. So now that we're 2-1 up, we're just going to go to a positive, a balanced team mentality. They remain on their positive. It's not to say I don't think I'll be going cautious this game, unless they go very attacking. McCrory plays it out to near left for Portsmouth. Left a lot of space on this left hand side for Seddon. He keeps the ball in as well to Curtis. He scored the goal. Marquis close. Should probably be 2-2 there. Portsmouth, you're the bane of our lives in real life. So obviously their wing backs are important to them as well in their system. It looks like their advanced player in terms of the front three is on the right hand side rather than through the centre, which is something you would automatically assume. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Success comes down the left hand side, cuts in. Oh, the goalkeeper spilled it. I've told you this goalkeeper is dodgy, and Penaranda gets his second goal of the game and his 11th goal for the season. Fantastic, fantastic. So success has been a different player since we've changed his player role. And yeah, the keeper should do an awful lot better with that. Penaranda though, Adalberto, we need to start seeing some electric form from him. 2 goals today goes a long way to getting that started. And that is it for the first half. Portsmouth 1, Sunderland 3. An absolutely fantastic performance by us. Hopefully Penaranda can get his hat-trick today and really boost his morale and boost his confidence going into the league games. I wish this was the league. I wish it wasn't the FA Cup first round. So 10 minutes into the second half, we have our first highlight. It's going to be Portsmouth on the attack with Marquis to Ronan Curtis. He's the man who scored the goal before. And he scores his second. We need to mark him, don't we? We need to do something better against Ronan Curtis. Tight marking. We'll have a look at his pace and stuff. He's pretty fast actually, so maybe tight marking is not the best. But we'll maybe look to get the boys tackling him a bit harder. And we'll show him onto his weaker foot as well. Highlight now. Luke 09 with a throw-in in their final third. Don't get in each other's way. Switches the play to Denver Hume. Come on, Isaac, off from that pass. Plays it out to Max Power instead. Denver Hume. Switch the play to the right-hand side, Max. He can spot the pass, can Max Power. 09. Come on, son. Whip it in. He plays it in. Penaranda. Oh, comes to success. Plays it out Lyndon Gooch. Lyndon Gooch. Second goal of the season. He's doing pretty well on that right-hand side. He might be finding himself becoming a permanent fixture there rather than us chopping and changing, trying to find the right formula. Good play by Luke 09 on the right-hand side and Max Power to actually spot the pass as well. Success with another assist. Our attacking players are turning it on a little bit. Chris Maguire's not having the greatest game, but wouldn't forgive Chris. He's our set-piece guy. 20 minutes to go though, we will look to make some changes. We don't have Declan John on the bench, unfortunately. Chris Maguire. We're going to get Lyndon Gooch in behind the striker and bring Semenyo on the right-hand side. Success is having such a good game. I don't really want to take him off. I do want to bring Grant Ledbetter on. He doesn't get enough game time. We'll put him in the Roman playmaker role instead of Max Power. For those of you who don't know, Grant Ledbetter is also an academy product from Sunderland, but he's now 30-odd-year-old, having had a decent career in the Championship. Only not long recently returned to Sunderland. Well, it was last year. Ledbetter plays it through to Penaranda. Oh, almost gets his hat-trick. Good save by McIlgivray. Lyndon Gooch is the man who will take the corner. It's whipped in. Penaranda comes out to George Dobson, who whips it back to Lyndon Gooch. Back post. Semenyo. Oh, it's a free kick. I was wondering where were the flashing lights. Oh, Lyndon Gooch has picked up a knock. Potential thigh injury. We can take him off. Luke 09 can play there. Bailey Wright can play right back, so that's the changes we're going to make. They've gone very attacking. We'll go cautious. And there we have it. Another good win. This time against very capable Portsmouth. Ronan Curtis causing us problems. We'll have to remember that for the next time we play Portsmouth. But good performance, good result. FA Cup second round, here we come. I'm actually not sure where the board want us to come in the FA Cup. Is it the third round? Or is it the second round? Fourth round. Don't the Premier League teams come in the third round? Thank you for joining me, old lady players. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Right then, boys. What we're doing here. Shrewsbury Town next. Leeson.com trophy. 4 days, so we will rest them. for a day from training. Enjoy your rest, lads. You deserve it. Do we risk our form being thrown off if we get beat, or do we play a rotated side? That's the question. Form and morale is such a huge thing in Football Manager. To risk throwing it off for a rotated side is a risk. I know a few players who will start. Ballymumba's likely to start as long as he's fit. We'll have a switch around in terms of our central midfielders as well. Might give Grant Ledbetter a game. But we're getting through the season. We're already in November. How many games till January? Not very many games now left. 9 games or so. It will be around this Doncaster game where we start looking for players. Particularly those whose contracts start running out. And I can't wait. It's my favourite part of Football Manager. Trying to find players. I'll try not to take too long on it though, because it's not exactly fun to watch. Luke O'Nien needs to go to the specialist for 4 weeks. It's not ideal. Luke O'Nien's been in absolutely fantastic form playing at right back. So to lose him will be a miss. Hopefully Conor McLaughlin is fit and ready to step back into that role. So for those of you who don't know how the Leeson.com trophy works, we are in a group stage right now. We are sitting top of the group. Shrewsbury sitting second. They are qualified. We are qualified. Which means I am definitely playing a fully rotated side. Full rotation, no doubt about it. Shrewsbury aren't the greatest side anyway, so hopefully it won't prove to be too disastrous for us and our boys can step up and... Our backup boys anyway can step up and still get the win. A lot of very good players coming through our scout reports, but a lot of them are on loan already. I like the look of this lad, Slovakian left back. Awful lot of money though. Lee Burge wants to leave. See if Tommy Smith can resolve it. He fortunately he can't. I don't think he's going to... I'll start in the cup competitions. That's not regular enough. Right, he's dropped it. Thank God for that. The last thing I want to do is have a look for a backup goalkeeper. John McLaughlin is going to be our number one and probably will be in the championship as well unless we can perform some miracles. How's the club vision look on the board? I'm still relatively happy with my performance being on a B. Pleased to see we're on course to win League One this season. I want to get back to League One action as quickly as possible, so we'll fly through this Shrewsbury game. Good. Right. Here is the match today. 7:30 at night on a cold 13th of November day in England. Our boys are more than used to it though. Lee Burge can start in goal. Conor McLaughlin, he requires a fitness test, but he's going to start at right back today. Tommy Smith can come back in alongside Aliam Ozturk in centre back. Declan John can be our left back. Would you prefer to play in central midfield, Grant? No, you really would not. We'll play him in defensive midfield, Grant Ledbetter. And Ballymumba is on international duty, unfortunately, with England under 20, so he can't play today. So we are going to have to play Max Power in that position. Right midfield, Semenyo. Behind the striker, we've only really got Chris Maguire or Lyndon Gooch. Lyndon Gooch is struggling, so Chris Maguire can come in there. Going to play Kyle Lafferty in the inside forward role on the left hand side. And we'll... can't give Will Grigg the start either. It's going to be Penaranda up top. Or should I switch them around? I'm going to give Penaranda the game on the left-hand side and Kyle Lafferty the game up front. Penaranda is much more suited than Kyle Lafferty to be playing on the wings. We'd only name 6 substitutes as well due to the amount of internationals and ineligible players who've been playing for the under-23s. That's not the biggest concern in the world, as long as it's not happening when we're in a league game. So we've only just recently played Shrewsbury. We know all about them. I think we pretty much dominated them, but we were at home. So we'll kick off, hoping for another dominant performance. But bearing in mind, it is our second string. So it might not quite be that easy. Chris Maguire switches the play to McLaughlin on the right hand side. Lafferty's in the box. Kyle Lafferty. What a gent. He is transfer listed by request, but I do like him. I like Kyle Lafferty. 20 seconds in, and we go 1-0 up. Some great play by Maguire to find McLaughlin on the right hand side. Headed down to Kyle Lafferty. His positioning is excellent, and he gets his second goal of the season. Another highlight now down the right hand side again. Semenyo plays it back to McLaughlin. It's cleared door. Power crossing in the end. Max Power can keep the ball alive. Maguire to Power to Declan John in the box. He's in. Gets past the... Oh my dears. What a goal. We need to say this in 3D. Hopefully it wasn't just a challenge and he actually meant to go around the goalkeeper. Coming in from our left back, that is something a bit special. Let's have a see there. Maguire finds Power, who plays it over the top. Declan John brings it down. Oh, well done, mate. That's a beautiful goal. Beautiful. Very, very pleased with that. So the game is going very well. We are going to come off attacking though and go to a more positive mentality. They are playing on the counter. And the ball comes down the right hand side for Shrewsbury. Played into Jason Cummins. Clear to Vela. He goes close from range. Conor McLaughlin to Chris Maguire. Down the right hand side. Out of there better. What's he going to do with it? Finds Max Power back to Maguire. Them two seem to love combining Max Power and Chris Maguire, I'm noticing. Conor McLaughlin keeps the ball in. Whips it in. Comes to Penaranda. And Adalberto Penaranda gets his first goal on the left wing. Not a position we'll see him in too often. But the position he finds himself in today. We'll say this in 3D. McLaughlin does well to keep the ball... Well, I see he does well to get the cross in. Let's put it that way. And Penaranda, with the scissor kick, puts us 3-0 up. Our second string boys doing very, very well today. Goss with a free kick for Shrewsbury though. McLaughlin's there. McLaughlin? Didn't I start Lee Burge? I must have misclicked. This is meant to be my backup goalkeeper as well, but we'll just not tell him. He wants to leave the club anyway. And the highlight continues though with Shrewsbury Town winning possession in the midfield and then giving it away, trying to play through Jason Cummins on the left hand side. Kyle Lafferty's not the man to make that run, is he? He just hasn't got the pace. Penaranda down the wing to Declan John. That's the pass. Can he find Lafferty in the box or is he going to go back? But he finds Lafferty. And Kyle Lafferty gets his third goal of the season, his second goal of today. And puts us 4-0 up inside half an hour. I mean, I know Shrewsbury Town aren't the best side in the world. But they are in our division. So, even with us having our backups out, they should be doing better than this, like. Wow. And time is ticking away in the first half. See no signs of major change from the Shrewsbury Town boss to try and get back into this. Of course, both sides are already qualified for the next round of the Leeson.com trophy, so maybe he's not bothered. I wouldn't blame him if he wasn't. Maguire's ball in is cleared. And Jason Cummins can burst away from the Shrewsbury defence. He goes all the way. This will be a hell of a solo goal. Thankfully, John McLaughlin is there to ruin the party. But they do earn a corner out of it. It's going to be Goss is the man to take it, number 22. It's played in. Maguire clears. Penaranda can come away with it now. Is this highlight going to continue? Penaranda, if you switch the play to the right, look at that. Doesn't need to, though. He's going to go for it himself. Finds Kyle Lafferty. Oh, he gets challenged just as he's about to pull the trigger and get his hat-trick. Right, with only 20 minutes or so to go, we will look to make some changes. Conor McLaughlin's done very well out there. And he's going to continue to do so as we don't have many options off the bench. Penaranda can come off for Success. Semenyo can come off for Lyndon Gooch. And George Dobson can come on for Grant Ledbetter. Arguably, we've just improved our starting 11 there with them subs, but that's fine for the final 15 minutes. Hopefully, we do have a bit of time between today's game and our league game, so our boys can recover who played today. 2 minutes remain. We have probably our final highlight of the game as George Dobson bursts from our defensive area. He doesn't really... He's not that kind of player. I knew what was coming there. He's a defensive-minded central midfielder. He was getting a nosebleed being that far up the pitch. And with 45 seconds remaining, can Shrewsbury Town get themselves a consolation? Donald Love plays it back to Sweeney. Again, look at the space we're leaving on the left, Shrewsbury. Look at it. There's the pass. Goalborn. He plays it back to Goss. And this is how you do it. You've just got to keep switching the flanks. But it's a good block by our left back, Declan John, and Isaac Success can bring it away. Gets dispossessed, and with 10 seconds remaining, and the referee is surely now going to blow the full time whistle. Come on, the ref. We're all waiting. Listen, we've got important things to be carrying on with. And there we have it. Shrewsbury Town 0, Sunderland 4. A clean sweep in our Leeson.com trophy group. It's almost like a Champions League for League One. I'm not even sure how it goes after this point. I'm sure it's just knockouts after now. Go to stages. So all groups, northern section. So the second round will be drawn today. We'll find out who we play. Declan John, our left back, having a great game. Coming in for Denver Hume. We do have 10 days left next to our 10 days to go until our next game against Coventry. It is at home. We will view the draw though for the Leeson.com trophy. Come on. Who are we getting? I don't even care who we're getting, to be quite honest with you. It's going to be Oldham. Currently in League 2. It's probably a good draw for us being at home as well. Good afternoon, Pete. How are things going, mate? We're in excellent form, Pete, since we've started. What was the first game? Scunthorpe? Or Lincoln? Can't remember. But aye, we're in good form compared to yesterday. Coventry next, currently sitting in mid-table. A little bit of a mini rivalry, Sunderland and Coventry. Due to Jimmy Hill. £525k for this lad. He's a championship left back. He's wanted by Norwich. Left back, not an area we're overly concerned with though, so not a move we're going to make, even if we have got the money for it right now. Only about a month and a half before we can really start looking for players. Pete, I wouldn't be surprised. Particularly with Sunderland as well. Got a very fickle board. Do Sunderland on Football Manager. I've seen a lot of people get sacked in their first season with Sunderland. We still haven't got Penaranda scoring as much as we would like, but Isaac's success is starting. Max Power as well has been fantastic in the centre of midfield, which has been a bit disappointing because I'd rather he was playing poorly, so I had a perfect excuse for Ballymumba. But Bally's had a couple of injuries as well, so he hasn't really been available either. We've got too many boys who are on international duties. They're coming back knackered every time. Ballymumba's still progressing though, nicely. He's wanted by pretty much the entirety of the bottom half of the Premier League and top half of the Championship. Remember Torfel Montiel for some reason. He must turn into quite a good player if he sticks in my mind. In terms of the league, Pete, we have sort of pulled away a little bit at the top. 1 point clear of Lincoln, 2 points clear of Doncaster, but games in hand on both of them. So hopefully, if we can win them, we will be laughing. At least 4 points clear. Congratulate our youngster on his first game for Malta. Well done, Ruben Sammet. I think we signed him from Chelsea. Yeah. Hasn't done anything in real life either. So Coventry are in 8th, so they're obviously no mugs. We're going to have to be at our best. Joel Lynch is complaining about lack of first team football. He's a good player, don't get me wrong. He hasn't performed as well as our other centre backs. I'll look to sell you, mate. See you later. No prisoners. We do have a quality squad, Pete, but I am pissing a few of them off. Not giving them game time. I think now it's this. We've got Kyle Lafferty, Lee Burge, and Joe Lynch all now on the transfer list because they don't feel like they're getting enough game time. Hopefully, freeing up them wages though will let me go a little bit wild on the approaches in December. Because come December, there's about 28th you can start approaching European players. I'll be on the hunt. Looking for the Championship players who will hopefully join us next season. But I do think Sunderland, especially if you're interested in starting to stay for Sunderland, on Football Manager 20, they have got a very, very good squad for League One. Very, very good. And you should, at least with a semi-competent tactic, I think, realistically expect to get promoted in the first season. You might still end up getting sacked because the board do expect you to win the league. And if you're sitting in 3rd or 4th, come crunch time, they might end up chopping you. Because especially the likes of Portsmouth and stuff. Ipswich Town as well. So, who are the other recently relegated sides from the Championship? Can't even remember. So in the season preview, Rotherham and of course Bolton. How's the season preview compared to the top 6 now? So Portsmouth, Ipswich, Blackpool are in, Portsmouth are in. Ipswich are not doing so well. They should be doing better than that. I think similar to real life, Ipswich started the League One season this year pretty well, and they were top 2 for quite a lot of the first half of it, but heavily fell off in the second half. I think if our board remains the same, Financially, we're not in a good place. I think they would expect us to avoid relegation if we were to get promoted. They might even be greedy and go mid-table. I wouldn't be surprised if they said mid-table. It just leaves us with a lot of work to do on the financial front if they say that, and we haven't been taken over. I'll heavily be relying on loans in that first championship season, I'll tell you that for now. Right then, let's see what we've got. So Luke O'Nine's injured, so Conor McLaughlin keeps his spot at centre-back. Tommy Smith is out. Flanagan is in. It looks like we've got pretty much a full-strength squad to choose from here. George Dobson and Max Power in the centre. Semenyo on the right-hand side. Maguire, Success and Penaranda. We'll start Lyndon Gooch over Semenyo, of course. Well, that's it. Let's get into the game. Ballymumba on the bench. We will have to get him on at some point in today's game against Coventry. Whoa, Jesus. We might struggle to score today. Unbelievable. Oh, Esposito's on the top of my list, Pete. He'll be 18 next year, and I will be able to loan him. First 15 minutes flying by, we get ourselves a highlight. Denver Hume on the left-hand side with a throw, and we lose the ball. Thankfully, Coventry are playing so defensively that even in possession, they're not really pushing up. But they've played it about well, and McCallum picks it up on the left-hand side. Are they going to make some of this? Jordan Willis pinches it. Penaranda steers in behind the defence, and Adalberto Penaranda, he's turning things around, ladies and gentlemen. He gets his 13th goal of the season and puts us 1-0 up. 13 minutes in. Good play by Jordan Willis to win the ball. Long kick over the top, and Penaranda beats the offside trap and beats the keeper. We'll go positive though. Keep an eye on Coventry's formation and team mentality. Let's see if they change a thing. That's one of the things on Football Manager. The AI managers aren't very reactive to games. They don't make changes all that often. At least in the broad sense. They might do in terms of player roles. So 23 minutes in. We're in possession. Coventry are camped in their own half. Lyndon Gooch brings it forward. Max Power. Look at the right. Look at the right. Go on, Dobson. You can do it. There we are. Conor McLaughlin picks up the ball. Gets past his man with one touch. Pulls it back to Lyndon Gooch. Whip it in. Success. Oh, not a success. Let's have a look at the latest scores in the League One table. Where are Portsmouth? Portsmouth drawn with Rochdale. Who were in second? Was it Lincoln? Where are Lincoln? Oh, wait. There's the end of the first half, by the way. I'm pleased with how things have gone so far. Let's see if the lads can keep it up. At some point, we will bring Ballymumba on. Probably in about 5 minutes. Max Power will make way. There we go. Max Power off, Ballymumba on. Come on, Bally. Show us what you can do. Here's a highlight. Conor McLaughlin on the right-hand side to Maguire. Ball's played in. Good defending by... Oh, not good defending. It is going to be a penalty, and it'll be Chris Maguire, the man, the myth, the legend, who steps up to take it. Is he going to put us 2-0 up with half an hour to go? He certainly does. He doesn't miss penalties. Until the next time. His 4th goal of the season. He's really turned things on since he's moved into that attack and midfield role through the centre. "20 minutes to go in this game. Success is not having the greatest game on that left-hand side. We're going to put Penaranda on the left, and we're going to get Success off for Kyle Lafferty, of all players. Probably look to get Semenyo on for the final 10. We'll take off Lyndon Gooch, who's on a yellow card. Try and avoid any suspensions here. And the time is just ticking away. I didn't even look at Coventry's formation. They've went very attacking, but still in a defensive formation. And there we have it. Sunderland 2, Coventry 0. Another league game and another win. You can't ask for more than that from the lads. Bristol Rovers, tough game next. 5th in the league, away from home as well. They were the early side who set the pace. You'll have to wait and see, Pete. Do you know what it is with Huddersfield? It's probably our best squad we've ever had in the Championship, that Huddersfield squad. Aye, that's all I'll say on that matter. 4 days to go with Bristol Rovers. So we will rest our first 11. Give them a day off. See what that does to the league table though. 2 points clear of Doncaster, 4 points clear of Lincoln. Blackpool are the team in 4th and Bristol Rovers of course in 5th. This must be the game in hand because we both got one. But the next Yo-Yo Man episode is January. The January transfer window. I'm trying to think. Major signings. Did I make any? I will have. I just love making signings. I love spending money on this game. Which is why I struggle again with financially crippled teams. Yeah, but if you're watching, Yo-Yo Man is out at 6:15 every single day. I don't know why 6:15. It just suddenly became 6:15. It's now a superstitious thing. So we're getting there against Bristol Rovers. If we can avoid defeat, I think I'll be relatively pleased with that. Obviously, I want to win, but if we can avoid defeat, that'd be canny. Oh, they're the best signings, Pete. Oh, I can't. That's why I loved Keiichi Goto, to be honest with you. Japanese. I don't think I've ever had a Japanese striker. Ever. And the fact he was so successful as well. But he's sort of been ruined since we left the club. He hasn't kept up his form at Birmingham since we left. Luke O'Nine's returning from injury, which is good to see. We'll stick with we've been relatively content with this starting 11 for the past 5 games or so, and they've done well. We'll kick off and we'll see how we get on against Bristol Rovers. Obviously one of the best sides in the league based on how they've performed so far this season. They're playing on the counter, so we're going to go to a balanced and we'll judge it for the rest of this game. They obviously started pretty well going by the possession stat. But the first highlight is also in an advanced position. Anyway, Denver Hume picks up the ball. George Dobson. Not much movement from our attacking line. Flanagan. We're getting closed down pretty rapidly by Bristol Rovers here, so we need to be careful. Penaranda gets clear to George Dobson. Lyndon Gooch. Oh, Gooch. Aye, but Pete, Eastern Europe, I tell you what, you find some absolute gems from Eastern Europe. Like, it is my, if I was to scout one region in Football Manager, it would be Eastern Europe. Always. Denver Hume on the left-hand side plays it back to Max Power. Dobson, right side? Right-hand side, Max? Look at this. Look at this, George. Anybody? Left side? Our wing-backs are always providing us with loads of width. And a lot of the problems we cause in attacking sense come from our wing-backs. And there we have it. First half, Bristol Rovers 0, Sunderland 0. A pretty boring one. We'll try and G them up, get them ready for the second half. We'll see if Bristol Rovers have made any changes. They are still on the counter. So we'll stay on positive. At least for the time being. Doesn't look like they're keeping possession too well after the first 20 minutes. Isaac Success picks up the ball on the left-hand side. George Dobson, come on. Switch it. Maguire. Don't lose it. He goes for... Oh, Maguire. Aye, the Serbs. They produce some centre-backs like the Serbians. Always the same. Romania as well. I don't know what it is about Romania. I always find some Romanian beasts. Usually playing for Steaua Bucharest or something. Oh, McLaughlin does well to clear that. Bristol Rovers on the attack 2 minutes in the second half. Can we win this ball and counter ourselves? Maybe. Ogogo finds Ginelli on this right hand side. Get the challenge in. Not there. Max Power. No! Max! What are you doing that for, man? They haven't even had a shot. And now they've got a penalty. Clark Harris is going to be the man to take it. John McLaughlin, can you be the hero? No, you can't. Oh, now we're in a position. We know they're playing counter-attacking football. I go attacking. They're going to hell of a lot more opportunities than when we were positive. Ooh. Going to have to make a change here. Semenyo can come on for Lyndon Gooch. Ballymumba's going to come on for Max Power in the centre. I don't want Max getting a red card. Free kick, Chris Maguire. Come on, something special. Back post. Oh, it's cleared. It's going to be a Bristol Rovers counter-attack with Clark Harris. He's got the burst of pace there. Our centre-halves and our defenders are just falling by the wayside, and thankfully John McLaughlin can't keep them out. Is this going to be the first defeat of the stream? I think it might be, you know, lads. We're in a tough position. No. What was that? What happened there? I have no idea. I'm not going to argue against it. Right. Going to push the tempo. Going to go slightly more direct. Come on, boys. Get the draw. Here it is. Conor McLaughlin to Maguire down the right-hand side. Come on, George. Do it for me, George. He switches the blade to Denver Hume. He goes for goal, and Denver Hume gets his second goal of the season. Should we go for this? I think we should go for this. I'm not changing. I want 3 points or nothing. Denver Hume. He's been absolutely fantastic at left back so far this season. Despite his limited current abilities, he's proven well worth our time. Favourite series? I don't really know. I haven't... The Sir Alex Ferguson challenges are always good. But I always prefer starting a little bit lower than starting in the top leagues, which limits the series that I've done so far to probably Livorno, once I'm got rid of the director of football and making my transfers. The only problem with Livorno was people, I think it was a bit too niche. Nobody was looking to watch a Livorno save. Not one that started out as a director of football challenge, then turned into a director of football sabotage. But I loved having my director of football have control of the selling of me players, even though it completely screwed me over many times and was sold players for far less than I would have sold them for and whatnot. And it adds a level of difficulty which you don't get once you manage. If you manage your transfers yourself, you could have a bog standard tactic, and as long as you're good in the transfer market, you're pretty much sorted. So if you've got a director of football who's completely screwing you with every sale, then I like that. Yeah, I think the director of football sabotage side of it, I would love to continue on a lot more saves. Maybe not make it the whole point of the save, but just make it clear that my director of football is responsible for selling players, whereas I'm responsible for buying. Yeah, I like Livorno. I did get frustrated at the start when we got promoted to Serie A, and the director of football was just signing absolute crap. Like, I mean, players, our reputation was skyrocketed in the first couple of seasons, and he was still signing players as if our reputation was a mid-table Serie B side, and I was fuming. Because there's only so many seasons you can record and play and upload to YouTube where you're consistently just not making any progress. Right, so I'm not even sure where we are. We drew 0-0 with Bristol Rovers there. We've got York in the FA Cup. We are going to go pretty full strength for this. Our board expect us to get to the 4th round of the FA Cup, which I think is a little bit ambitious, but of course the Premier League teams do enter in the 3rd round, so we'll wait and see how that gets on. We are at home though against York. We should have a pretty comfortable game here. You always say that, and it's always disaster just after. Come on, Denver, don't lose it. It's a poor pass inside. Burrow picks up the ball for York. That was the pass, but York himself wasn't alive to it. John McLaughlin can clear up for us. Oh. We are spread quite wide on that right hand side if we want to start exploiting that space. There's Lyndon Gooch getting overlap from Conor McLaughlin. Well done, boys. Plays it back to Gooch. We haven't really got very men in the box. He's going to have to get a back post. He does. Isaac's success is there. And he gets his 9th goal of the season and puts us 1-0 up 5 minutes in. But yeah, I think now that we've started Yo-Yo Man, I think that is comfortably my favourite save now. Birmingham especially was the best part of it so far. I really enjoyed managing Birmingham. Denver Hume on the left hand side. Can he whip it in? Go on. And again. Success. Ballymumba. Chris Maguire gets the goal. His 5th of the season. Yeah, with Birmingham, everything just seemed to click just right. And finishing 3rd in your first season in the Prem, I think's probably the best I've ever done in any FM. Maybe I don't know. That's probably a bit of an overstatement. I've been playing for about 15 years, so. But that Birmingham first season in the Prem was special. Kaiichi Goto was special. The signing of Andron Maeda was probably the best signing I've made on FM20. I would say. He was already close to becoming a world-class centre-back while signing for a newly promoted club for like, what was it, 17 million? Stupid. Absolutely stupid that sort of player's even willing to discuss a deal. But that's Football Manager for you. Ballymumba gets his first goal of the season. I like to say that. Hopefully a couple more to come from him over the course of the season. I hope so, Pete. I've been when I've been unemployed during the downtime, I have been keeping an eye on the media to see if it mentions anything about me being like a yo-yo manager. But I haven't seen anything about it yet. But you'd think once I leave a club, championship clubs would just be going begging for us, but it doesn't seem to be the case. When I took over Huddersfield, the fans, once I declared my interest, laughed it off. It's just like, how can you? I've just got 2 teams promoted. One of them finished 6th in the Premier League in our first season in the Prem. The other one qualified for the Champions League. I've just resigned and you're laughing off my interest. Are you absolutely deluded? Penaranda coming down the left hand side. Can he make it 4? He certainly can. He's 14th goal of the season. Ballymumba with an assist. Well, the Huddersfield fans didn't appreciate me, known as the next Neil Warnock. Nah, I'm not Neil Warnock, man. I'm Tony Pulis. Hey. No, I'm Mick McCarthy. That's who I am. Too good for the Championship, not good enough for the Premier League. Right, 30 minutes to go in this one. The game should be pretty much wrapped up at this point. So we will look to make some changes. Rest a few of our first team boys. And we'll do that now. No point in waiting. Denver. We could get him off. We'll keep him on though. He's got long legs. He'll survive. Max Pout can come on and attack in midfield. Isaac Success can come off. We'll bring on Semenyo on that left hand side. We'll save our final sub just in case of injury. Oh, that was the ball, George Dobson. Success hasn't got off the pitch yet. And he gets his 10th goal of the season just before he leaves. 5-0 against York. Not the greatest of wins in the world. York City being a League 2 side, I believe. Aye. Are they? Fan No, never mind. National League North. Aye, it's a class win. Semenyo to power to Lyndon Gooch. 6-0. Yeah, we're just going to go positive and hope the boys will calm down a bit. Be a bit more sportsmanlike. We don't need to beat these 10-0. Oh, I took off Isaac's Success just before his goal. I didn't realise he'd scored 2. So I've took him off before his hat-trick. He'll not be happy about that. Conor McLaughlin with 20 minutes to go. Out to George Dobson, Ballymumba. Oh, no, that's... Tom Flanagan's having none of that. Counter-attack is not on. Conor McLaughlin, though, on the right-hand side. Gets dispossessed by Ferguson. He is going to whip the ball in this time. Semenyo, 7-0. His 6th goal of the season. Antoine Semenyo has been pretty good, considering he's come off the bench a lot. Hello, Football Fun. How you doing, mate? Nice to see you in the stream. Probably my most prolific commenter on the videos. I appreciate the support, mate. We have only 5 minutes to go in this game. We will look to make our final change. Denver Hume, Conor McLaughlin. I tell you what, we'll get McLaughlin off for Bailey Wright. Yeah, you're right so far. Sunderland's squad in their very first season probably could survive in the Championship, I would think. It's definitely too good for League One. With a couple of smart additions in the summer, you never know, we might be able to compete straight away in the Championship, but I'm not banking on it, to be honest with you. As Semenyo gets his 7th goal of the season, this is becoming a little bit embarrassing. I'm not doing too bad, Football Fun. Not doing too bad at all. Sunderland, we're in a very, very good run of form right now. I'll quickly show you the schedule. Catch you up. We're sitting top of League One. Fleetwood Town. Is Joey Barton still manager? Yeah, we're sitting 3 points clear from Doncaster. Won a lot of games in a row. Did draw the last game against Bristol Rovers, but that was a tough game. We finally unlocked Isaac's Success's potential a little bit with the inside forward role on that left hand side. I want to see if Joey Barton is still manager of Fleetwood. Absolute cretin. We will rest the boys though. We had a lot of first teamers start that game. Only 4 days until the Fleetwood game is not ideal. I think the fixture congestion's not that bad in December actually. 4 days, 3 days a week, 4 days, 8 days. We do get a couple of little breaks in there in December. It's not as bad as September was. Have you had Sunday dinner today then? I'll not lie, I'm missing a Sunday dinner. I always go down to me mother's for Sunday dinner, and obviously while this happening, I haven't been able to get it for a while. Do you reckon Pete back-to-back promotions? I'll feel a lot more confident after this January transfer window. If I can find... I haven't been this far down the league to actually take notice of who is free to join teams after, with the contracts expiring at the end of the season. I don't even know what sort of quality will be out there for us to be able to sign. Whether there's any high potential players whose contract runs out after the first season or not. We'll find them. If they're there, we'll find them. Mackie D's, I know. Used to be a terrible thing when me and our lass would come back from work. We were both too tight to make anything. Mackie D's would be delivered in about 5 minutes on Uber Eats. It was a terrible thing when they started delivering in our area. Not right now, football fun. I would go down to my mum's house on a Sunday for Sunday dinner. And obviously, with everything that's going on right now, it's not something we can really do. Plus, I'm on home isolation for 2 weeks. I can't even go out, apart from a walk. We should actually find out today, hopefully, if my partner did have coronavirus or not. So I might be back to work next week if she didn't. First versus 11th. We're at home. What do you reckon? Fleetwood. We're hitting that sort of time of the year where I always feel like we could drop at any point. Any game could be the bad one. I'm very pessimistic. But I would hate it. I would hate it if it's Joey Barton's Fleetwood Town who ruins our day. Bailey Wright is not starting. Jordan Willis is. Tommy Smith isn't either. Tom Flanagan is. Conor McLaughlin's doing well there. Luke O'Nine's still recovering from his injury, but looks like McLaughlin is making that right back spot his own. Denver Hume performing unbelievably. Josh Scowen, can he start? He certainly can start. My assistant's even putting Ballymumba in to start with in the centre. It's the first time he's ever done it. It's usually Max Power. We'll keep Max Power on the bench though in case we need him. Lyndon Gooch can start on the right hand side. Chris Maguire, Success, and Penaranda. Thankfully for us, the team is starting to pick itself. They are playing a very, very defensive formation. We'll have to see what kind of system they're actually playing, though, a counter-attacking style. I fancy you'll see I'm going to stick with attacking for a short period and see how things go. Doesn't look overly great, so we'll change to positive. I just do not want to be caught on the counter-attack. First highlight of the game comes 21 minutes in. John McLaughlin claims a long ball over the top from Fleetwood. And Denver Hume is the man who can bring it out. The midfield likes to combine pretty nicely in this middle part of the area. And Denver Hume loves bombing down that left-hand wing. Plays it back to Chris Maguire. To Ballymumba on the edge. Josh Scowen. Go on, son. What a strike, my son. 1-0. Josh Scowen. Hell of a goal. We've seen a good number of goals today. Chris Maguire with his free kick. I think George Dobson scored a brilliant one as well. I can't remember. But this one might even top the lot. Josh Scowen, our defensive midfielder. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. Ballymumba gets the assist as well. I love to see it. Football Manager needs to add the option to have a post-game fight with Joey Barton. He would take that option pretty much every game, so why can't we have one? Lyndon Gooch with the corner. Play by John Suter. Ball's played in. Isaac Success is there, back post. Lyndon Gooch finding Success's run, and he gets his 11th goal of the season just before half time. We haven't actually dominated this game. Aye, Josh Scowen it was. 250k Football Manager reckons for Josh Scowen. He's never... The issue is with Scowen, we signed him in real life and he never played. Really strange. Aye, what saves on Football Manager have you got going? And if you haven't got it, did you take advantage of the free couple of weeks that offered? I'm really glad they did that, really. The free trial. Probably's brought in a lot of new players who wouldn't have played otherwise. Success. Are you going to switch it? Lyndon Gooch? Lyndon Gooch? Or Conor McLaughlin? Either of them. We go down the left-hand side instead. Success. Plays it out to Ballymumba. Shoots. Go on. Go on, Penaranda. Somebody. Right-hand side. Well done, Scowen. To Conor McLaughlin. Ball's played in back post. Success is there. He's not offside. And there's his 12th goal of the season. Your 3-0 prediction, Pete, might just become true. Oh, happy days, football fun. Oh, yeah, you got promoted, didn't you? I remember you telling us. You said you were going to make a video. I'll take a look at it after this. Chris Maguire with a free kick to Success. Does well to Penaranda on the right hand side. Whips it in. Go on, son. Whip it in. Goes all the way back. Denver Hume to Scowen. They are defending in massive amounts of numbers. Lyndon Gooch. Go on. Beat your man. He's past Andrew. Gets the Success. Is that his hat-trick? Is that his hat-trick? I think it is. His 13th goal of the season. He's a changed man from the first 10 games or so. He's doing absolutely fantastic work for us now. We just need Penaranda to start doing it as well, and we'd absolutely destroy teams every game. Half an hour left. Are Fleetwood going to mount a comeback? Probably not. Penaranda on the left-hand side. Come on, son. Need some support. He's going to just do it by himself. He's got the capability of doing it. Cairns with a good save. Lyndon Gooch with the corner. Come on, whip it in. Clearance. Ballymumba keeps the ball alive. Back into Penaranda. He goes over. I need Penaranda to get a goal there. How are Bolton even doing on my save? So Bolton have finally got themselves out of the minuses football form. But they're only on 3 points currently. So they would be out the relegation zone if, obviously, administration hadn't have happened. We'll look to make our subs 4-0 up. No point in keeping players out there who don't need it. We still haven't brought Declan John on the bench. I need to remember to do that. Max Power can come on for Ballymumba. Isaac Success can get his standing ovation as we'll bring Semenyo on. And we will also look to bring on Kyle Lafferty for Penaranda. Wow, Pete, 2038. It's been a long time since I've got to that sort of year. Mackay whips the ball in. Gibson almost gets a consolation for Fleetwood there. 4-0's probably a little bit flattering in this game for us, but I don't care. We'll take it. Success with a hat-trick. Lyndon Gooch with the corner. Oh, I thought it was going to be a penalty there. Only 10 seconds left in this one. A comfortable 4-0 home win against a mid-table side. Very, very good. It shows the sort of strength we've got now. I know we're panicking. Well, I was panicking quite a lot in the first 10 games or so, but now we've really hit our stride. Now he's where Gillingham beat us. Gillingham, our bogey team in real life, causes all sorts of problems, Gillingham. 6 points clear from Doncaster. They do have a game in hand though. But the automatic spots are looking... They're starting to form which teams is going to be fighting for them or not. I only made 2 signings in the summer football form. I will show you. We brought in Isaac Success and Adalberto Penaranda, both on loan from Watford. We're paying Success 9k per week. Our starting left attacking midfielder. And we also brought in Penaranda, who's our starting striker, and we're paying him 3k a week. He's actually, his wages are £33,000 per week. Watford let him go at 10%. These two were brought in by me head of youth. You're right, Pete. I might actually get to 2030 with your man. Every club, I probably averaged 2.5 years at every club on average. So how many clubs would I need? 10? I'd surpass it. So after probably about 9 clubs on that leaderboard, and I should be past 2038. Yeah, football from Bolton. Unfortunately, the minus 12 points has killed their season. I certainly could, Ryan. We started the season off pretty well. Won the first, 9 games in a row. 3 of them cup games though. Then we went on a terrible run of form and lost 4 in a row. But we've sort of bounced back after returning today. And won most of our games today. Drawn 2. 1 against Burton, 1 away from home against Bristol Rovers. But everything else has been a win. Yeah, football form. I scrambled. I scrambled and changed the tactic. Sometimes on Football Manager, I feel like I just get into a rut where I find one thing that works, and then I just struggle to find anything else. So I always go running back to that one thing. Oh, hold on. Right, Ballymumba again being our best trainer every single week. Yeah, we had a good game against Peterborough. They're obviously one of the sides who are highly rated at the start of the season. And obviously doing a lot better than Sunderland in real life as well. But the season preview, I think, was... Where were Peterborough? Were they in the top 6? Well, they're sitting 7th now. They're predicted to finish 5th. So, the likelihood is Peterborough will be in the playoffs. How do you get World Package Football from? I'll quickly show you. So, if you go on your scouting, players and player search, it takes you to this screen where you can choose your senior package here. Then you can choose your senior and youth packages from this screen. At the moment for Sunderland, I've only got it as Europe because my scouting range doesn't actually go as far as World. And probably next season I'll have that package set up, at least for a couple of months. In terms of your scouting budget as well, if you're worried about that, as long as you've got plenty of transfer budget, you can transfer some of it in. And for about, how much is it? About 600k in your scouting budget will see you be able to keep these open for all year. So it's not that expensive for the amount of players you unlock to be able to search through. Tom Flanagan and Jordan Willis have definitely come out of this as my starting centre-backs, I think. I might drop Denver Hume for today's game. Look to save his legs a little bit. I'll bring on Max Power for Ballymumba. I'll bring on Semenyo for Lyndon Gooch. I'm going to keep Chris Maguire on, and I'll probably take him off at half time for Lyndon Gooch to try and save both of their legs a little bit. So Gillingham counter-attacking 5-3-2. It seems pretty common tactic in League One, 5-3-2. We will go straight from attacking to positive based on that. First highlight of the game comes 10 minutes in. It's Gillingham on the attack down the left-hand side. McLaughlin gets absolutely done by Yannick. And he's in. Goes for goal. McLaughlin saves. Chris Maguire. We all know he's got a special free kick at him. Jordan Willis. Our centre-back. He's got about 4 goals so far this season. It would be nice to see him put that away. Semenyo picks up a knock 23 minutes in. Not ideal. Lyndon Gooch is going to have to come on. Oh. I'd already done this, Football Manager. Lyndon Gooch is going to have to come on. So I think the change at half time is Max Power in attacking midfield and Ballymumba on for Chris Maguire. Chris Maguire picks up the ball here. McLaughlin on the right hand side overlapping again. Go on, whip it in. Oh, penalty. We'll take the penalty all day. It'll be Chris Maguire stepping up. Can he get his goal before he goes off? Come on, Chris. None of our players are chasing it up either way, and we get it in. We will take that all day. 30 minutes in, and we find ourselves 1-0 up against a good Gillingham side. A pain in the arse Gillingham side. Yeah, we need to wrap Chris Maguire in bubble wrap until January. We need him to stay fit. I think he's pretty key to how we play. Highlight now, John manages to get this clear in. Penaranda, he's got the ability to do this by himself. So let's sit back. Nope. Isaac though takes over and he can't beat the keeper. Well, that kind of fell flat on its face, didn't it? 3 minutes left in this first half, and that brings it to an end. A decent enough performance. We will look to make some changes though. Max Power can move into the attacker midfield role, and Ballymumba can come on for Chris Maguire. Let's see how Max Power does in an advanced playmaker role. Because I might be interested in giving him some more game time there if he is effective. Come on, Willis. Success. Come on, Max Power. I know you're not the left wing back, but you could have been down that wing. Willis to Power. Back to Willis. Oh, plays it down the wing to Power. Can you whip that in back post? Plays finds Ballymumba instead, hasn't he? He said Ballymumba. Oh, Penaranda's definitely been a wonder kid. I'll tell you what, I have him in League One. He's a good player for most Skyway Championship sides. If I was to show you this when we signed him, my coaching team thought he was a good player for most Premier League sides. Absolutely ridiculous. The fact that he's even willing to play in League One is a little bit ridiculous, I think. I know first team football is important, but he's good enough for the Championship. Going to bring on Denver Hume for the final 25. Let's see when Gillingham make their changes. They're still playing on the counter. You would expect it to happen. Probably 80 minutes in. Nope, no changes. They are sticking with their system. There we go. There they've went positive. They've gone very attacking. We go cautious, and that should hopefully wrap up the game. There we are. Not not as fancy as the York game, but a 1-0 away win against a decent side for our league is good. Good stuff. Blackpool next. Crunch game this. They're currently sitting in 4th. Be one of the teams fighting us for automatic promotion. Right, we've pulled ourselves 6 points away from Doncaster again, but they still have their game in hand. Oh, they could have dropped points there, but Coppinger, the veteran. How many years has he been at Doncaster now? Since 2004. Semenyo injured, 1 to 3 days, that's fine. We've got 7 days till our next match, so the boys can stick with the training. So Blackpool actually in 3rd. So they've only lost 3 games as well. Actually looks like they're a bit better on the road than they are at home, so we might have quite a difficult challenge on our hands here. Not be long before we can start approaching players for a free transfer. I cannot wait. In terms of this stream, we will get to around the beginning of the January transfer window. Then I'll be leaving. Yeah. No, McLaughlin and our brothers. Conor McLaughlin's Northern Irish and John, the goalkeeper's Scottish. I think it's just a pretty common Scottish name, McLaughlin. Jordan Willis gets a cold. He's not ripping through my squad with COVID, so he can go on. So we've got Bolton coming up. Football form. I think they give us all sorts of problems. They beat us 1-0. Bolton Wanderers did. So I want revenge. I'll not lie. Oh, this has crashed. We've also got our Leeson.com trophy. Second round against Oldham. I bet you are all thoroughly excited for that one. Ballymumba continues to make... He's not a decent Sky Bet Championship player just yet, but he is massively improving. Crystal Palace, Southampton and West Ham still interested for the transfer. I'm triggering his contract. He is now agreed for another year. That's good stuff, Jake. Better start than I had, mate. Much better start. Hello, George, mate. How's it going? We're sitting top of the table, getting towards the January transfer period. I would absolutely love to sell Will Grigg. Rotherham apparently interested. I would love to get his 10k per week wages off our budget. I will certainly try, football form. I will try. I'm just hoping we can keep this sort of form going up until the January point. And then obviously we'll look to make some signings. We don't have a lot of money, 10k spare per week and 500k, but loans don't cost much, do they? I'm not even sure where I would try to improve the actual squad for this season. I'm relatively comfortable with every position, bar maybe attack and midfield centre. Maybe look someone to come in to either take Chris Maguire's spot or players back up. I think that would be the main objective. Other than that, I'm relatively pleased with everybody else. Seems to be our strongest first 11 as well. The assistant manager is starting to learn. We'll get Declan John on the bench though, so we've got Denver Hume to take off should he be required to. Right then. Oh, 4-2-3-1. Not often you see this in League One. They are usually playing 5-3-2s. Maybe that's why Blackpool are doing so well. But here we go. They are on a balanced team mentality. We're going to stick with attacking for the first maybe 15 minutes or so, then look to change unless they score or we score. Then I might change. Maguire wins the ball in the centre, feeds it to Penaranda, gets past one. He's forced out wide. Oh, he keeps going. Oh, Adalberto. If only. Started this first half pretty decently. Blackpool with a free kick though. Not ideal. Jordan Thornley puts Blackpool 1-0 up with his 4th goal of the season. 12 minutes in. We are still maintaining pretty much a lot of the possession. But we'll wait and see if they change anything. Chris Maguire with a free kick. Back post to Flanagan. Goes over the bar. Need to get this equaliser as soon as we possibly can. I don't want to be chasing this in the second half. I know it seems strange, but I'm going to go to positive from attacking. Come on, boys. George Dobson's having a good game in defensive midfield, but nobody else is really having one. Chris Maguire with a free kick. He's played us in. Tommy Smith hits the post. Oh my God. It's cleared off the line. It felt like it was hanging on the line for an absolute eternity. But we go into the second half 1-0 down. Where's your passion, lads? Let's kick off. No changes required as of yet. But maybe changes afoot shortly. Tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap Penaranda and Isaac Success. Come on, half an hour remaining. I just want to avoid defeat now from this point. We'll go back attacking. We are heavily dominating the possession. We're just not really creating the chances. Blackpool play the ball down the right hand side. Thankfully, they don't really have much in the support of the attacking player. Flanagan. Come on, play it at the right hand side. We can work it down there. McLaughlin. Acres of space, son. Just run with it. Come on. Play it back. Play it back. Don't lose it. Dobson. Temumba. Maguire. Nice play. Lovely play. Conor McLaughlin on the right hand side. Whip it in. Penaranda back post. And Penaranda gets it back post. I'm going to have to start making that change more often, I think. Penaranda doesn't seem to mind being an inside forward. Absolutely superb player from the midfield. Conor McLaughlin doing well, getting that space on the right hand side. Great cross in. Penaranda rises highest. Maxwell can't save. We are going to go attacking. I want the 3 points now. I've got greedy. Denver Hume plays the ball down to Isaac Success on this left hand side. He's going to have to wait quite a while for our boys to catch up with him, but he goes for goal. What a finish. What an absolute finish. And what a change that was. Success up top, Penaranda on the left hand side. I absolutely speak in tongues, Austin, mate. Absolutely. What a goal that was. Champion. 20 minutes to go. We will look to make some changes. Lyndon Gooch can come off as Semenyo. Max Power can come on for Chris Maguire, just behind the striker. Right then, 10 minutes to go. Penaranda has a free kick, about 25 yards out. Oh, hits the bar. We're going to go balanced team mentality right now. They've went positive, so we'll have to keep an eye. See if they make any changes to that. 5 minutes to go. Thornley, the man who got the goal, whips it in. Oh, we get it clear. Are we going to get the ball there first? We are. Success is the man to make it. And he goes down the right hand side. Penaranda's there if you want him. He loses the ball. Oh, we've committed quite a lot of men forward there. Scannell cuts in off the left hand side, goes for goal. McLaughlin saves. We are going to go on the counter now. think the main one, Pete, is attacking midfielder, I think, in the centre. I'm relatively, to be honest with you, if we don't sign anybody, I'm relatively comfortable either way. It'll be mostly looking for those contracts that are expiring, and seeing if there's anybody who could potentially be good enough for the championship season that I hope we can have next year. Success gets man of the match performance up front. Should I start them up front next game and put Penaranda on the left hand side? They both seem to get a new spark of life once I'd made that change. I think I will. And then we can always just switch them in game when we need a bit of a boost. But Oldham, League 2 Oldham shouldn't cause us too many problems, hopefully, at home in their Leeson.com trophy. Yes, can you remember what date it is specifically when the contracts come up as available from 6 months' time? Is it... I'm sure it's December 28th. I don't know why that sticks in my head. We've got plenty of people on my shortlist, so hopefully a few of them, when the contracts start running out, they'll pop up as a message saying shortlisted players' contracts are running out and they're available to approach. I just hate that in England, when players are available to sign, you can't actually make an approach for anybody domestically until, I think is it 1 month out domestically, not 6 months. So you've sort of got to rely on the European market. Lee Burge is wanting football. I'm sorry, my friend, John McLaughlin is too good. He drops it though once I threaten to sell him. Is it the 30th of December, Pete? It's always one of the favourite times of a season, that. Once the frees start showing up, who's going to be available. Obviously, with our position, we're not looking for superstars. We're just looking for championship players. I've got every confidence we can stop up next season if we get promoted, though. I can just sign 5 loan players who are ridiculous. I don't know about yous, but I've never noticed how easy it is to get really high-class loan players at a club. It seems reputation matters a little bit less than maybe in previous years when you're just loaning a player. As we've seen with Success and Penaranda, there's no way they should be loaned at League 1 clubs. As soon as I went in and Watford accepted my offer, that should have sent an alert out to every single championship club, and they should have been in. We'll see, Pete. As soon as you get the message that your players on your shortlist are available, that's when you can have a look. It might be the 30th. I don't really take too much notice. Right, he keeps trying to put Bailey Wright in, but unfortunately for him, due to his injuries, lost a lot of his physical attributes, and Jordan Willis and Tom Flanagan have formed a very, very good partnership at centre-back. We are going to start Success up front, in Penaranda on that left-hand side. We'll see how they get on. We'll bring Declan John on the bench. Lee Burge starts as McLaughlin is injured. We've got one striker. Got Max Power there. We don't need 2 centre-halves, so Bailey Wright can come out. We'll take Duncan Watmore with us, because I quite like Duncan. Just in general. 4-4-2, positive. Oldham looks like they're going to come at us a little bit more than most League One sides do. We'll wait and see how that goes for them. Have we played 4-4? I don't think we've played 4-4-2 that often this season, as Lyndon Gooch puts us 1-0 up. It's used sometimes as formation I struggle to play against 4-4-2. I think it's just down to the overload in the wing areas. And obviously with me, with my advanced wingers, doesn't really suit our style too often to defend against. But doesn't look like looks like they're playing a pretty defensive 4-4-2. 2-0 up, Isaac success. I think I'm going to persist with this success up front, Lark. At least for the short term. See how much it can keep going. Chris Maguire with 2 assists already today. Set pieces seem to be our speciality as he goes again. Success going close. Yeah, Oldham, you need to change something here. They get the ball on the left hand side. Flanking clear. Ballymumba's going to get there first and he can drive forward with the ball. Penaranda's offering his support down the left hand side. Go on, Penaranda. Bury this. And he does so. Adalberto. Do you think he prefers the left hand side, Adalberto? Every time I've moved him there, he's scored. I should probably make that change. Ballymumba with another assist for the season. Doing very well. Driving from our own box. Penaranda driving in as well. Decent finish against the keeper. It's the kind of chance he's been missing once he's been up front. Maguire again with a corner. Set pieces again. Successes there. Could have had a hat-trick from corners. I mean, Oldham are obviously in the league below us, but this is pretty dominant. Our boys are playing with confidence, and I like it. Right then. They've got the ball, though. Can they pounce a little bit of a counter with Smith down here on the left-hand side? They've got 2 men up top, so they're always going to be a danger once they get into our final third. The ball's played in. Hume clears. Dobson picks up the ball. Are we going to counter ourselves? Penaranda. Ball over the top. Success goes out the left-hand side because Penaranda's come in. Looks like they're trying to switch it back now. But you've got Denver Hume filling in with the gaps. He's there. Plays at the back post. Lyndon Gooch is there. He is not offside. And he gets his 5th goal of the season. 4-0 up. I want to win Leeson.com trophy now. I want to win it. That's the only possible explanation. 5 minutes to go in this first half. Almost over. In terms of changes, none's really required. We'll look to get McLaughlin off, even if it means putting somebody out of position there. Just to keep him fresh, because he's been fantastic since Luke O'Nine's been injured. There's Penaranda picking up a knock, which is not ideal. We'll put Semenyo on the left-hand side. I'll give him a game up front. We'll put move success out that left wing. McLaughlin, I'm going to just take off now. We'll put Ballymumba in the right back spot. We'll bring on Max Power in the centre of midfield. Yeah, we've sort of found the attacking formula now. Defensively, we've been pretty solid all season, but now our boys have, particularly our wing backs, are starting to support a lot more in the attack. And we've found the right player roles for our wingers. Oh, Tom Flanagan hits the bar. Only 20 minutes left. What the hell is this song? Get off. Power with the corner. Played in. Cleared. Oldham going to cause us a little bit of a problem here. They've got so many players on. They're overloading us on this left-hand side. Oh my God. Ballymumba and the goalkeeper nearly had him there. Causing us to concede a goal. 15 minutes to go, though. We will make our final change of the game, bringing on Declan John for Denver Hume. And 10 minutes left. They've stayed in the same tactic all game. All game. You can't do that when you're 4-0 down. And Gesson comes forward. Got 2 men in his left, but he's going to go for goal himself. No, he doesn't. He slips it through. Good goal. Emmanuel. Aye. That guy. We'll skip that replay and just get to the rest of this match. Della Paz with a goal kick for Oldham. Jordan Willis with a good win, and he plays it over the top for Semenyo. Can you get your goal, son? No, you can't. Unlucky, Antoine. Only 5 minutes left, and we will be safely through to, I'm not even sure if it's the third round, the quarter-final, the semi-final. I've got no idea what it is in the Leeson.com trophy. There we are. Sunderland 4, Oldham 1. Good game by the lads. We did play a pretty strong side there, but I did want to get through and to the end there. Penaranda. He's only out for 1 to 3 days, so he will be fit for Bolton next game. Chris Maguire is the man of the match. We don't need the rest of the players. They've got 8 days now from now till the Bolton game. Leeson.com trophy. What is the third round? So we've got Fleetwood in the third round at home, which is good. Oh. We absolutely dominated Fleetwood in the league, so you would imagine we can do the same again in the Football League trophy. But this will be our final game of the stream, and then I'm just going to continue on. How long has he got? 19 months. What are you panicking for? He's got 19 months. Oh, he's progressing nicely, isn't he? No, he hasn't got contracts. I'll sort you out next season, Denver. But we'll continue on until I can start seeing the approach players. I might gander off stream and see if I can find anything, because I'll not lie to you, I could be there 2 to 3 hours just looking through the lists. Not progressing at all. So come the next stream, you might I might have signed 10 players. I might have already. I'll show you though before we even get any further. I'll not continue. Oh no, we've got Donny Rovers as well, man. 2 games in 2 days is not ideal. Ballymumba continues to be our best trainer at the club. 11 clubs now want him. Would you hate me if I ended up selling Ballymumba? I might end up becoming a requirement if our financial situation, if we don't get took over. Even in the Championship, I still think we'll be making a loss. Potential issue with Scowen. He wants to be starting more games. Come on, Grant, talk these boys out of it. He's dropped lax of football concerns. That'll do for me. Lyndon Gooch has been a good player for us this season, and he's picked up an injury for 2 weeks. Unfortunate. Thankfully, we've got Duncan Motwa and Antoine Semenyo to play on that right. Aye, Pete. That's my sort of thinking. 15-20 million pounds brought in. We can have a field day with that. Hopefully I don't have to, but if it comes to it, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be willing to sell. This Doncaster game is going to be absolutely huge. Away from home and them currently sitting in second. I think if they win that game in hand, they're only 3 points behind us. So if they beat us on Saturday, we will be level on points with them. But I've got no doubt we'll have a better January transfer window than they do. I'll have to keep an eye on what the Championship is doing as well. I want to see who's getting relegated. See who's getting promoted. So at the moment, Leeds and Huddersfield look like they're favourites for automatic. Reading, Wigan and Barnsley favourites for the drop. I wouldn't mind Leeds getting out of that league. Offers made for Kyle Lafferty. In the K League, you're going to South Korea. Go on then, Kyle. See you later, mate. You've been everywhere else. You might as well join Ulsan Hyundai. Get him off the wage bill. We've already got Will Grigg. If we sell Will Grigg as well, we'll have to find ourselves another striker. What a shame. I hate searching for strikers. If only it would have fast forward 6 months and Esposito was 18. So next time we have Fleetwood first, Joey Barton again, and then we'll face Joey Barton in the Leeson.com trophy again. Right then, come on. Let's get to this match. Feels like it's took a day and an age to get between these games. Portsmouth Cooper. It will be a bit too similar to the Sunderland save Cooper, to be honest with you. Both start in the same league, relatively similar in terms of quality. Portsmouth could be an option for next year. Quite like Portsmouth when they're in the Premier League, with the little and large connection of Peter Crouch and Jermaine Defoe. Reminded me of Niall Quinn and Kevin Phillips. So there's still, how many months are we on? 3 months on from last time. There's still no fresh talks of any takeovers currently. Hopefully it could happen before the end of the season. No, not Tommy Smith. It's Tom Flanagan we need. Tom Flanagan and Jordan Willis are our starting centre-back formation. I need Luke O'Nien on the bench. Declan John I need on the bench as well. Don't need two strikers, so Will Grigg can come out. George Dobson, Bolly Mumba. This is pretty much our full strength side. We are starting Isaac Success up top and Penaranda on the left hand side. We're getting a little bit better form out of each of them in those positions, so even though it's not the most natural for them both, it is what is working at the moment. Bolton come at us with a relatively defensive formation. They are playing on the counter, so we're going to go positive. And Maguire, corner straight away. Isaac, almost. Five minutes in and we have a free kick for Bolton. The ball's played in awfully close. Both of us with a little bit of a chance of that. Set pieces are one of our strong points though, so I would back us in most games. Traore coming down the right hand side for Bolton. Good defending from Adalberto Penaranda. I never thought I would utter that sentence as he bombs down the left wing. Gets past his man. He is a little bit selfish though. Finds Chris Maguire eventually. Ballymumba. Dobson back to Ballymumba on the left. Come on. That's the pass. That's the pass. Somebody. Oh, the other side will do. Conor McLaughlin. Go on, son. Plays it in. Penaranda. Oh, nearly. To be honest with you, Pete, I wouldn't back many of them. Semenyo down the right hand side to Chris Maguire to George Dobson. Come on. Little ball through. There it is. Semenyo. Back post. Don't shoot. But I can't imagine there'll be many survivors this time next year. Maybe Mumba. Maybe Dobson. Maybe Jordan Willis. Not many of those. Maybe Denver Hume will still be in the squad. Whether he'll be starting or not's another matter. Penaranda coming down the left hand side. He's got Denver Hume in support. Can he whip it in? Go on. He does so. Isaac. We've had plenty of opportunities so far, but we're not really doing the best with them at the minute. 10 minutes to go in this first half. We do have options off the bench should we require them. Semenyo's not having the greatest of games on the right hand side. We could make a change there. Denver Hume with the ball on the left. Plays it back to Ballymumba. Out to George Dobson. He's been man-marked there. Finds Chris Maguire who goes for goal. Chris. Come on, Chris. We do seem to really struggle against Bolton Wanderers, unfortunately. They beat us earlier in the season and now they're defending against us pretty well. First highlight, the second half looks like it's going to go Bolton's way. Emmanuel with the throw-in. Penaranda closes him down. Out to Hamilton. Ugh. You just knew it was coming. I'm not watching it. Come on, boys. We need better than this. Penaranda and Isaac Success need to swap. Not having the greatest of games. Chris Maguire's having a good game in the centre. Highlight now. Who is it? It's maybe it's us. Are we going to get there first? We're not. It's going to be Murphy of Bolton who gets to the loose ball first. If we can win this ball here. Oh, it goes all the way back to the keeper. Ball's cleared to Politic. Murphy picks it up. Semenyo. That's it. Come on. Counter attack. Semenyo out of Mumba. Finds Isaac Success on the left hand side. Penaranda had made the run. Cuts inside. Oh. Right. Pump the tempo a bit. Go slightly more direct. They are still on the counter with 20 minutes to go. We can put Chris Maguire out on the right hand side and Max Power in just behind the striker. Take off Semenyo, who has not had a good game. Neither is Success or Penaranda, but they're our game changers. We're going to go very attacking. Pump it extremely direct. Come on. Come on. Highlight. 3 minutes to go. Max Power to Success. Come on, get the goal. Penaranda. Oh, it's clear to George Dobson. Oh, he hits the post. Come on. Very attacking's not going to work, Pete. I can feel it. 2 minutes to go. We have ourselves another highlight. Max Power to Conor McLaughlin. Come on. Ballymumba. We need a point. George Dobson. Oh wait, man, we haven't got time to be messing about. Conor McLaughlin whips it in. Penaranda to Success. He's got to. He's got to score. He's got to score. Ah. Well, this is how it happens. 1-0 against Bolton. They beat us twice this season. I thought it was going to be 2-0 as well. Oh, man. It's just typical. And there we have it. 94 minutes gone. Unless there's a miracle. Shoot. Shoot, Chris. What's he doing? Oh, don't play it back. Denver Hume. Go on, be an opportunity. Plays it in. Ah, it's cleared. There's the full-time whistle. Sunderland 0, Bolton Wanderers 1. Unbelievable. Ugh. So Doncaster Rovers draw level on points with us now, and we are about to play them away from home. I'm facing an inquest already. 12 games unbeaten comes to a crashing end. Very disappointed about the 1-0 defeat. Hey, what can you do? What can you do? Only a couple of days though to the Doncaster game away from home. Tommy Smith thinks he should be starting more games. Grant Ledbetter have a word. There we are. He does his job as captain. Now this is a must not lose rather than a must win. This is our first game against Doncaster this year. I think the other game got postponed unless I'm wrong. Can't see it. Unless I've been blind. Yeah, we'll play them at home in January. Football fun, if you're still watching, I couldn't kill Bolton for you. They've got 6 points out of me this season. They'll probably be the only side to do so as well and still finish bottom. So it looks like Doncaster are coming at us on the counter. Not very many attacking players in that side. So I'm not expecting too much attacking play from themselves. They're obviously just looking for us to push on and them to hit us on the break. But if we can win this, I will feel massively confident going into the January transfer period. We can obviously make the changes that are required. Bring in some fresh faces. Dobson's only got 18 months left on his deal. No extension clause. I'll wait until the end of the season to sort out contracts. Right then. How we're setting up today. Let's put in our strongest first 11. Lyndon Gooch is unfortunately still injured. I'm dropping Semenyo altogether and I'm bringing in Duncan Watmore. Penaranda will be getting substituted this game unless he turns things around. We want Luke O'Nien on the bench. We don't need two centre-halves. Bailey Wright can come out. I think I'll probably look to see if it's possible to terminate Bailey Wright's contract in the January transfer window. Terminate his loan. Get him off the wage bill. Unfortunately, he's just been abused by injuries. Right. Let's kick off. Doncaster. Highlights straight from kick-off. That's either a brilliant sign or a terrible sign. Let's find out. Dobson to Ballymumba. Back to Dobson. Denver Hume overlapping on the left-hand side, as you can imagine. He whips it in. Penaranda. Oh, it's blocked by the defender. We'll go positive. I really don't want to concede on the counter. Chris Maguire with the corner. Plays the back post. Penaranda's there. Comes out to Ballymumba, who's going to keep the ball alive, but that's probably going to be that for that highlight. Or is it? Or is it? Or is it? Oh, Adalberto, please. A lot of their boys are a lot more tired than we are as well, so maybe we should hold things together for this first half. If we can avoid going 1-0 down, the second half will push the tempo a little bit. Yeah, we'll push the tempo a little bit when they're tired and see if we can catch them then. So I'll be happy with a 0-0 in this first half. Ball is switched to Penaranda on the right hand side. He needs more support. Otherwise he's just going to go for goal, and that's a difficult angle to score from. Big performance needed, Pete. Big performance. Looks like we're playing so well. Looking well so far. Possession's 50-50, but we are creating the opportunities. Their players are rapidly dropping. 20 minutes in already. . They come down the left-hand side, though. If it would win this ball, that would be great. They haven't got many options supporting through the centre. They've basically got the one striker, and that's it. Ennis wins it, and the one striker's all they need. Oh, Niall Ennis. Why did you do this to me? Reece James with the assist. Former Sunderland man as well. 20 minutes to go in this first half. We are going to go attacking. We are going to push the tempo a little bit already. Move our plans forward a little bit. Chris Maguire wins the ball in the midfield. Excellent challenge. Finds George Dobson. Penaranda gets past his man. He's got that burst of pace. You can't score from that angle, Adalberto. I'm sick of telling you. You need to wait for support. Right, 15 minutes to go in the first half. If we can get in at 1-1, if we can get the goal back, that would be ideal. Mumba to Isaac's success. Go on, son. Beat your man. Plays it out to Mumba. George Dobson. Right hand side. Plays it back to Mumba, who goes for goal. Bally, you haven't got the long shot attribute yet. Right. 12 minutes to go in this first half. Looks like Donny Rovers like to play it out from the back. We're already playing high press anyway, so can't really take advantage of that too much. I thought that was going to be a penalty. I wish it was a penalty. Donny Rovers go 2-0 up. 2 shots, 2 goals. I think we're going to end this stream with back-to-back defeats, boys. After what's been a fantastic fantastic stream in terms of results. We are now slacking. Chris Maguire, can you do something special? It's cleared by Anderson. Ballymumba's going to be the man who gets there first, though. Keeps the ball in play. Flanagan. Oh, we'll give the ball away. And he's the counter-attack. This is why I hate being attacked when they're on the counter. Oh, 3-0. 3 shots, 3 goals, eh? As we get more desperate, we move up the passing directness board. Half time, Doncaster Rovers 3, Sunderland 0. These are getting dogs abuse. We're going to swap Penaranda and success. We'll probably end up taking off Duncan Watmore for Semenyo. Or maybe even Penaranda for Semenyo. 56 minutes gone. Donny on the attack again. Taylor picks up the ball on the right hand side. Is this 4-0? Denver Hume wins it. Can we counter attack ourselves? Ballymumba sets away Penaranda. Come on. You owe me, Adalberto. You owe me a goal. Oh, he's so selfish. He's so selfish. Murmuring's on the stampede too, right? If we don't win this league, Stuart Donald will not be happy. Flanagan keeps the ball alive. Maguire whips it in. Oh. So many chances, so many opportunities. Oh. I might have to do some magic in January. I didn't think I would have to, but I might have to. Donny, 63 minutes in. Got all the space in the world on this left-hand side for James. Plays it down the line. Well defended by Tom Flanagan. Maguire. Come on, Chris. You're my magician. Pull something out the hat. Plays it to Penaranda on the left. Penaranda whips it in. Watmore's there. Come on, Duncan. Penaranda's coming off. Getting some menu on. Now, the Sunderland Ultras are already questioning my managerial authority after that Bolton defeat. 20 minutes to go. Is it going to be 4? Taylor. McLaughlin with a good save. We managed to get a clear. Duncan. Do not. That's not even out. Should I start? I'm going to go positive. I'll take the 3-0. I just don't want to lose any more than that. 15 minutes left. We aren't scoring in this game. I can already tell. George Dobson with a good win. coming down the right-hand side. Whips it in. Success is there. Nah. We're not scoring. We are not scoring. Final changes of the game. Who's struggling? Denver Hume. We haven't got our left back on the bench because I'm a numpty. We'll bring on Luke O'Nien in the attacking midfield role. We'll bring on Max Power for Ballymumba. Hello, Comedy Gamer 365. How's it going, mate? I'm having a mental breakdown. 4 minutes to go. Can we get a consolation to make it not look so bad? Tom Flanagan to Max Power. Out to George Dobson on the edge. Back to Power. Good football. Success. Ugh. Just been one of them games. You know you're not scoring. I'm not scoring. Let's just call this a day. Doncaster win 3-0. Fair enough. And we will have to bounce back next time we go live. Horrible way to end it. Lost to bottom of the league Bolton. Lost to second Doncaster Rovers. We will now be in second place in the league. We're 3 points clear of Blackpool in third, so we're still in the automatics. There's starting to become a 3-form here. Doncaster, Sunderland and Blackpool. Oxford are sort of slipping away. The board are disappointed in me league form. Oh, man. They expect the team position to improve and for us to win the league. You want an improved deal for Denver Hume after that game? Shut up. Hume no longer wants a new deal. That's absolutely right. I think we're going to have to make some big Jan moves, Pete. Can't be dealing with that again. New striker, new attacking midfielder. Maybe new right winger. I think a new right winger seems a good idea. We'll have to move some players on. Lafferty is one of the ones who will be moving on. So we're getting 225k, 10k per week off the wage bill. That is absolutely huge. That doubles our available wage budget now. Getting rid of Kyle Lafferty. If I can get rid of Will Grigg as well, even if we end up paying some of his wages, I'll be absolutely delighted with that. So I am just continuing to see when the approaches become available, and after that point I will be ending the stream. We'll probably be live again tomorrow, as long as I'm not called back to work. I think we've got a pretty busy January transfer period as well in terms of games. Obviously we've made, I think we're out of the League Cup, but we're still in the FA Cup and the Leeson.com trophy, so we'll be playing Fleetwood in the Leeson.com trophy at some point. We've got Nottingham Forest in the FA Cup. So we will probably need some fresh faces in just to, you know, just to make me feel better more than anything. Probably be a similar time tomorrow, Pete. Around 1:30, 2 o'clock-ish. For a few hours. Hopefully in them few hours we can get through January. I wouldn't anticipate us getting much further than that. Here's the list. You're right, Pete. It is the 30th. Lewis Pelletier. He's available. A 19-year-old young French goalkeeper. He is our contracts that are expiring. Duncan Watmore's on 15k per week. He needs to go. Is there anyone here? Maybe Chris Maguire might offer a new deal too. Depends how much he wants. He's on 3.5k per week now. We'll see how he performs in the second half of the season. Luke O'Nien, I would give a new contract to, purely down to the fact that he's a good covering option. Well, yeah, we can now begin the search for freebies. I am looking for under 23 players only. It's just how I roll. I think it's how most people roll. So once Kyle Lafferty leaves the club officially and the January transfer windows opens, we'll have 700k and about getting close to 20k available in the wages. There's some interesting players I'll need to look through here. A lot of them are on loan though, which is a little bit disappointing. But I will be looking through these off stream. And I will see you tomorrow if you're free. So Sunderland, we started off fantastically. Had a great 10 game run or so. Last 2 games have left a sour taste. We currently sit in second. It's been a long one. I'll see you tomorrow. Take it easy.